All right, all right. Welcome back, folks. Welcome to Sports Wine and Brew. As usual, we give it from a French perspective. We give it the real. Hey, no hurt feelings in this segment. We just doing our thing. How everybody doing tonight?
Good, man.
Great.
How about you, sir?
Oh man, I'm hanging in there. Rough 5 Mondays. So they all done and out the way and ready to move on to the next five. But it's all gravy. So just ready to get this show rolling. So we got some. We're gonna do a little social activities to start the show off today. There's a little static out there in the air this week. Has some loss of life and some bad artwork to start the show off. So we're
Oh
gonna
man.
start off down with the national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. Sad news in the Bulldog community. Had two people lose their life after their celebration down there in Athens. Due to, from what I heard, it was due to speeding. So
Oh really?
the player lost his life, and a person that worked for the school, and two others were injured. One had just minor laceration, and the other one, last I heard, was in critical condition.
Oh
Uh,
man.
but
Man, oh man. That was
I hadn't been following that too much. I didn't know all that went down. That's sad that you can't really, that put a damper on any celebration. Really, you
yeah,
know.
the Georgia player's name was Dalvin Wilcox. He was in the passenger in the car, and he was thrown from the vehicle, and the driver, um, he Dalvin, he died on the scene. The driver, they got her to the back to the hospital, and she passed away in the hospital. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of that vehicle, man, but it was so mangled up you couldn't even tell what kind of car it was. They said they hit a couple trees, and that thing was just it was a mess.
saying. Did they
Well,
say what caused the accident?
From what I read, says she was speeding. So I don't know if where
Oh,
she
so
was.
she
Yeah,
was driving.
yeah. The lady that worked for the girl's name was what was her name? I always refer to
I'm looking at it right now.
the heck was that girl's name? Chandler LaCroix was her name. So I don't know when she was driving. I don't know if they was like on a winding road and she was just hitting them curbs too hard and lost control of the car and like I said, hit a couple of trees and the player, uh, I think he was an offensive lineman, got ejected from the car and he died on the spot. So now I just
Oh
seen something
wow.
today. Hey, I just seen something today. I think the parents, I don't know if they suing the university, but they got a lawsuit in. So who they suing, I'm not quite sure.
Wow, man, that's deep, man. I'm kind of glancing at it now, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it respectful. Uh, Definitely, just to send first of all send condolences out to both family for the loss of their children because that's what they are. They're that young. But yeah, man, it's just things happen. Accidents, and like I said, I'm gonna keep it respectful. But that's just a horrible way to be remembered after winning a national championship game. It's just sad
Yeah.
right there. Real talk.
Yeah. So, young and they didn't get to enjoy life to the fullest. So gotta be mindful out there in that car, man. That ain't nothing to play with. All
Right.
right. All right. So our next thing we're gonna talk about a little bit. One of the last Tuskegee Airmen passed away at the age of 102.
Man, they
Um,
finally got him.
the report is he passed away peacefully in his sleep Sunday. His name was Charles McGee. And his family members said the way he passed away, he said he had his right arm on his heart and he was smiling. And his
Oh
record in the
wow.
service, yeah, his record in the service, he flew more than 400 missions and World War II and Vietnam, and in World War II, he did flight protection for the bombers. And while he was out there flying, didn't lose not one bomber in World War II.
Wait a minute, hold on. So this is no conspiracy. He truly died peacefully.
Yeah.
102 years old.
102, passed away Sunday, last Sunday.
Once again, before I say anything out of line, let me give my condolences to the family, first of all. The brother was 102, but I want to say, man, you never know, man. You never know. He was living too long, man. They've been trying. Can you imagine how many times they tried to get that brother? Can you imagine that? Real talk. Can you imagine how many times they tried to get him back in World War II? You know, the Nazis couldn't get him. You know, it really wasn't the Nazis was just a shock that he was still alive than anybody else. You know, them good old boys wanted his ass dead. They bled the oil out the plane. Took his fucking seatbelt out that plane.
Language.
Oh, see my language. And he survived it. They took his wheels off the plane. And he landed that sucker right in the grass. God bless him. I wish he wrote a book just think about it. All that racism he had to deal with.
Oh yeah.
He went down and shot a couple of them kites down. And you think the good old boys they patted him on the back in front of their friends, you know, when he was on base. But soon as he got back to the United States,
back to business. Fighting the war in the air and fighting the war on the ground.
He should have been a millionaire, man. I mean, that's somebody like that we as black folks shouldn't wait till he's 102 years old. Now,
he got his notoriety. He was at the White House a couple years ago, I believe, under minus 45's administration.
Good.
So which I was quite shocked by that when I read that.
He needed that black vote at the time. He was holding old boy.
I was about to say, that was nothing but a political move.
Oh, of course.
And he was in a little hot water at that time, number 45, you know. But no, all jokes aside, man, God bless him. 102 years old, man. Just think how many ways, all jokes aside, that he really could have died. And just to make it, just out of the war, out of that prejudice, out of, them doing all that shiesty stuff to him while he trying to, because I watched a movie recently that was out called Devotion. I know this is not that pilot. It's a movie out called. I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that. Is that pretty good?
To me, it was on the historical level. You see what I'm saying?
What was it about? Was it about the Tuskegee Airmen?
Well, he was one. He was a black. He was one of the first. They said he was the best fighter pilot in the World War II era. He was a true dog. And but I'm not gonna tell it because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. But I urge y'all to go see that. And that dude that's playing the role, I can't think of his name. He be in everything, man.
Because they was best friends, weren't they?
Him and the white dude was.
Yeah. I want to see that. And what's it called again? It was Devotion.
Yeah. It's not even. I don't think it's in the movies now, so you could probably.
I think it's on Paramount. I think Paramount got it.
It's on Paramount, right?
Yeah, I think Paramount.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I mean, stories like that we need to hear, man. We had Tuskegee Airmen living right here in the city of Columbus. That right there on Livingston Avenue, they had their Kels. We went in there and had a little taste one night with them old boys. They went hard. I want to let you know they went hard.
You talking about down there at the vets?
Yeah. them boys drink.
Well, speaking of getting your education on Black history, I know you read about that food down there in Florida. Then
I was just about to mention that.
Come on, the mayor, Governor DeSantis.
Yes.
So go ahead, tell me about that, man. Let me hear it. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Lois. Go ahead, fill in the blanks.
Okay, so I didn't read about it, but I'll admit I found out about it. I was scrolling through the video section of my Facebook page and I came across a segment where they talked about it on the show The View. And basically the guy blocked
Yep.
course in college. No, I
High
think it's
school.
high.
High
Yeah,
school.
they wanted
Yep.
to put an African American studies course in high schools down
Yep.
there, Cyberdog. And the guy blocked it. And I can't remember what he said, but I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is, and, and watching that segment, one of the ladies up there, she, like, you could tell everybody else was tiptoeing around what it is. She was a black woman. She came out and said, you know what? No, this ain't a political move. She straight up said it. She said, this ain't nothing but straight up racism.
Right.
Because they was like, they have studies, they have classes for just about every other ethnicity, but African American.
Right.
Right. And I mean, just sitting there listening to that, I was just flabbergasted, not surprised, but in a way, it's like, man, but you know what? Like I've said it before, once 45 got into, once 45 was who it was, they make no point in hiding it anymore because he didn't hide it.
Right.
So I'm not surprised, that they are under the gun to make sure he does not get the nomination for the next election because he's already declared. So I know other folks is going to try to do what they can in that party to, to try to secure that nomination. But that was just, I agree with old girl. That wasn't a political move. That's just straight up racism because that's just crazy. Like,
oh yeah, he basically said that having that type of segment education in the high school was irrelevant.
Yeah,
that's what he said. It was irrelevant.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? It's sad to say that, but now that's a situation where, you know what, Tony D, I did see that Joy, what's her name, be on MSNBC. I kind of follow her, and she was mentioning that. But like she said, this is when we gotta just call it what it is. Don't let him soft tone that. You know what I'm saying? He's not that smart. That's the whole thing. But he's trying to keep on. He's trying to take over Trump base. Trump tapped in something that he didn't even realize what he was tapping into. He didn't realize that how the racial situation in America was. He found a way to tap into it. Get these folks started thinking about it.
I'm sorry, Cyberdog. I have to disagree with you.
Go ahead. You can.
Trump knew exactly what he was doing.
Okay, I agree to that. He knew exactly, but I'm saying that
he knew it was there because it did become evident when Obama took office. What he did was by him acting the way he acted and saying the stuff that he said, he was basically telling the rest of America who felt the same way, you don't have to hide no more. You don't have to say it behind closed doors and just your family. You can say it out loud in public. It's okay. And there ain't nothing they can do about it. So he knew what he was doing. That fire had already been lit, especially over the last 8 years of us having a black president. He just put gasoline on the back.
You're right.
And just let it explode.
I'm glad to say you're right. You definitely corrected me on that, and I will stand up and say that. But you're right. It was when Obama came in office, he saw what the rage was, and he just simply just took advantage of it and tapped into what they wanted to hear. Yeah, and Ron DeSantis is trying to do the same thing because that base is out there still. And but in Florida, but I mean, I think we as people, we just gotta continue to call it what it is and make it noted, if it makes a difference. Not everybody want to be associated with that belief, but there's a lot of folks that do, and we just need to just go ahead, call it what it is, and let's make sure that the playing field stays level, because that has been a hustle the last I'll say 55 years after Martin Luther King's death. It was at the fact that he got people to start thinking differently. You could argue whatever points of view you may want to take with him, his life, whatever. But he got people to start looking like, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Ron DeSantis, we just need to continue to do that. We getting lax because we're able to go out, think we can buy what we want, live like we want to live. But the plot thickens because they don't want our generations to actually reap any benefit. They want to keep us right where we are. Or not we are, but most of us are. So, yeah. Go ahead, Kills. My bad. I'm done ranting.
Oh no, you good, man.
I got a whole bunch of rants because I missed last week. So
and
I want to say, I know Troy probably getting on later, but I want to say, Troy, we was talking about that sports betting. This is another side topic. I'm gonna let you get on back.
So go ahead.
How it was free money, right? And it's true, it was. But I will give you free money if I can get you hooked. And remind me, I'm watching BMF. I'm watching how the crack game work. It's the same heroin. It's the same thing. I'm gonna introduce it to you, and I'm gonna give it to you up front for free because I know you're gonna come back. But go ahead, bro. And it's terrible now because you can bet on anything. It's too accessible to like most people. Somebody who has a real gambling addiction or problem, I feel for them, or even a drinking problem. It's tough out here, bro.
Man, well, Canada, I don't know if you heard what I said about Canada last week. Your man up there, he getting ready to open up it's called the drugstore. You're going to be able to get 2.5 grams of cocaine, crack rock, heroin, meth.
Wow.
That's what the store he about to open up.
Is that the one governor or mayor that be high all the time? They caught him a couple of times.
No, this is some guy that he got caught with a illegal marijuana dispensary, but now he didn't turn it up a notch because Canada is taking their Class A drugs and classifying them all as personal drugs now. So he's gonna open up a store where you can get crack, heroin, meth, 2.5 grams. Now, can you imagine that line on Black Friday at Christmas? That's gonna be bananas.
But you know what? Going back to that may sound outlandish and crazy, but it really doesn't. Because if you think about what the American drug companies did by making those, we didn't know, and the doctors was giving it to you. You went and got your two pulled. What's the first thing they gave you? Some Codone. What's it say? They gave you some Percocets.
Yeah.
And folks, and then I didn't know I had a coworker. You know her, but I ain't gonna call her name. I wasn't taking this. I'm like, I don't need this medicine. Oh, I buy them from you. I was like, what? I was just so naive.
Oh wow!
I didn't know what was happening. This was way back. There was the streets. The streets is woke. Even if you walking through life with blinders on, the streets is wide awake. But that's here in America. Go ahead, bro. Let's keep it going, man.
Let's get away with it. Yeah, that drugstore thing, dude. I just can't fathom that, man. That just seems like
it Wire. It reminded me of The Wire. You remember the movie, the show The Wire, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't control the drugs, right? It was just terrible. All they say, listen, let's just find a place where y'all can just do what the hell y'all want, and just as long as y'all don't bother the good tax-paying folks.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It just seemed like it's just gonna heighten crime up, man. You got it that easy to just walk in there and be like, hey, give me 2.5, and then you're gonna run down the street and go break in somebody's house and head straight to the pawn shop and go right back in there and get another quick fix without no problems.
It's gonna create functioning drug addicts. Where now these drug addicts, instead of you going in and robbing somebody, you gonna go to work or working 9 to 5, go get your crack and go home, and then wake the next day, and that's gonna be your motivation to get through the
Yeah,
day.
I don't know. That I can't wait to see how that shake out.
Right.
So our next topic, we got another one, another loss of life down in Alabama. We got three young people. They changed their lives in a matter of seconds. Alabama basketball player, DeMarcus Miles. He provided a handgun to Lynn Davis, who pulled the trigger, and they're both being charged with capital murder. So what happened was, I guess there was an altercation there late night. Folks was a guy with his girlfriend. They was out eating. Right. One girl was by herself. They was out by herself. So I guess Lynn Davis walked up to her, was trying to get at her, and she pulled out both barrels and shot him down. And I guess he wasn't liking what she said. So they got in the car, was on their way out. Lynn went back to the car. I guess he was mad because the old girl put the screws to him, shot him down. So he goes back up to the car, shoot the car up, and killed I think her name was Jamaica Harris. She was 23 years old.
Terrible, man. I saw that, man, and I am knowledgeable of that. And I was following a little bit of that this week. It was on, the national news. And the girl's mother was out there, man. And this dude right here, I want to say, I'm not going to blame everything on mental,
mental health? Hell no.
I'm not going to do that. This guy went up to this girl, threw his game, and the fact that he thought because he played for the University of Alabama Crimson Tide.
No, it wasn't a player.
Well, the one guy that killed
him wasn't the player.
No, the player gave the gun. No, it wasn't the player. It was the boy.
Oh, okay.
It was the boy.
The news got it wrong.
Oh, the news? That's why.
Because
I thought it was the player.
The news got it wrong. The player didn't kill her. The player provided the gun to the guy that killed her.
Oh, okay.
And so he provided the gun. They're both being charged with her murder.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's the only way.
Hey,
Bookie!
What's going on? Casino.
Had a fresh Lakers sweatshirt on today.
What's going on?
Just put Bron. Take that off of there and put Bronny on that logo. I love Bronny.
But I didn't know that, Tony D.
Okay.
That makes a big change in that story right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so because the mother was on there, like,
it's still a shame because
it's a
that
shame.
Basketball player, he's done. He's done.
Why would he do that? I mean, but you know what? I ain't gonna say that.
These kids don't think worth 2 cents now, Neil. These kids ain't got common sense to say they put the damn hand basket.
Because when I saw the clip, all he kept saying, "I'm sorry, mama, and all this and that." And then the mother was like, "How you gonna sit there crying about I'm sorry, mama?" And then you just got this girl killed. But obviously the girl was shooting back, right?
The boyfriend. The boyfriend was. Yeah, the boyfriend was shooting back.
Okay.
Yeah, because the only reason they got caught, he clipped one of them and they went to the hospital, and that's how he got caught.
I knew somebody was shooting.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was just straight nonsense. Because your game weak as water, you couldn't get on, so you gonna get mad and start shoot somebody.
Right.
Man, I've been shot down so many times.
Exactly. But I'll be doing triple life right now. Are you kidding?
Right, man. They shoot me down. And you know what? And the poor fella,
I'll be on death row.
hey, listen. The poor fella, he's so young. When we were young, we didn't get it. But when we got older, thank God some of them broads shot me down. Thank you, God. The way they turned out.
Hey, listen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey.
That was God had his hand in on the situation right there. No, shoot him down. He ain't ready.
Hey, we used to pump each other up. Hey, Neil, we used to pump each other up in the club. We'd be like, "What's up, man? Closed mouths don't get fed. Go ahead,
right.
Go ahead." Remember, Bob? We'd be like, "Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right, get up, just step up.
Mouths don't get fed." Pumping each other up. They'd be like, "Nah."
right, bro. You had to have if back in the day, if your looks wasn't getting you in, you better have a mouthpiece. If you ain't had a mouthpiece, if you got shot down, you know that's why I'm glad we had OGs in the club. They would sit there. They were like, hey, man, what, man, shit. Boy,
move on to the next.
They're dime dust.
Thank you. Like, really?
Move
like
on
you basically,
I will be like, Nick.
You basically your life and somebody else's just because she ain't want you. I mean, dude.
Go ahead, Troy.
Hey, we used to always say all she could say is no, and then you just go.
Exactly.
That's what we used to do. All
she could say is no, and then you just go.
And I got more no's than yeses. Now, out of those 15 or 20, I might get 2 or 3 yeses, and I just roll with that.
Exactly. You can't, man. Trust me, because when he get into his new home, he gonna get broke off properly.
Right, and they ain't gonna have no game. They just gonna take it.
There.
Yeah,
because he gonna be walking around with a halter top with a pack of Kool-Aid rubbed on his lips to make his lips look nice and bright and red.
Hey, all right, hey, Kel,
that's taboo in the joint. When you go in and something stupid like that, they get you.
Hey, that's what. Hey, when you label it as a chicken and clean, hey, you label it as a chicken clean. That's what they do. They take a Kool-Aid pack, they smudge it on your lips, tie your shirt up in a halter top, and you better grab that back pocket and switch while you walking.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Hey man, but you know what's even more terrible? It ain't about what's gonna happen to them in jail. It's the fact that this young lady and that young man that was in the car with him, the young lady life has changed because she's not here with us. But that young man saw that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His life is ruined. The guy that shot her, his life is ruined, and not a basketball player who gave him the gun. So there's 4 lives that's ruined. And then what people
wasn't she a mother though too? Because I thought I saw a picture of her with a baby, with a little boy.
And that's terrible.
I mean,
think about she was a mother, and
like that's the only. I don't want to say bright side of this, but that's the only good thing is that baby was not with them. You know, that the baby was not in the car. Imagine if the child was in the car and he still would have did that.
Yeah, off of stupidity. All right, well, let's move on to our next one. This one right here I just had me baffled from start to finish. So the statue of Martin Luther and Coretta King has had some strong backlash. Photos that was taken in April of 1965, where they won the Nobel Prize with them hugging each other was the I guess the focal point of this artwork. And the family is split on everybody's opinion on this. The cousin of the family said that it was insulting. And the son, Martin Luther King Jr. III, said he was grateful to see his parents' love being displayed in their partnership. Now, I know everybody didn't seen this. I'm going to let everybody spin their wheel on this and get their opinion. But from what I seen of that thing, that was a straight travesty. It looked like a cut off leg. And then if you look at it from another portion, it looked like you're holding a penis. So that was I don't know if you've seen them 2 views, but that's what the hell I saw. So I was kind of like,
I didn't see that. I didn't see that view right there.
Oh, well, them 2 views I seen, it looked like a cut off leg.
That's the first thing I saw. That's the first thing I saw.
Was what? The cut off leg? Or like he was holding?
No,
there was no legs involved. There was no legs involved.
I'm saying, but one shot. The photos I seen, one shot looked like a leg, but the other one looked like he was holding a penis, and it was just horrible. It was horrible.
It just looked like all.
I saw it, man.
Looked like all penis to me.
But my thing is, of course, we can't check the artist's impression, but what group approved to actually go ahead and fund that damn statue?
He said it was a boatload of people agreed on that, because I seen the guy's interview, And they was like, "Are you?" The people that was interviewing, they're like, "Are you gonna change that?" And he was adamant. No, we're not. No, I'm not changing it. And he was getting kind of pissed up there. But dude, that's a travesty, dude. He was better off just. I could have accepted more of him doing the artwork of his lips and his mustache and hope it catch like in the comic books. I have a dream. I could have went with that better than that crap he got out there, because that's just horrible. That is just purity trash. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know why they voted that. And then the crazy part is up in Boston, out of all freaking places, you're going to put this up in Boston.
My whole point. Most racist place. The whole point right there. You can stop right there. The conversation is over. It happened in Boston. Who ain't in Boston going to accept that? That's why it happened.
Because you know what? They didn't want to.
It was either between him looking like he holding a turd.
Right. Or no, they weren't gonna put his face up there with a likeness. Like, you know, they're not gonna do that to Troy Point. You know, they rather, well, let's just put that in there. We'll get the meaning. That's some BS, man. They have to take that shit down.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that stuff down. Tony D, my bad. That stuff down.
Y'all don't know what Boston is about? Has Boston been friendly with Negroes? No, they have not. Never. You think they care about that daggone statue? They do not.
Never.
No, they don't.
Nope, not at all. Just, I don't know. It's just, because I seen them when they were shooting, they were showing different angles of that thing. I said, man, that is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. I said, then on top of that, the black dude, that's the part I just can't fathom. He a little weird black dude, but come on, man. You I mean, dude, I know some of his family. I know some of his family members call him like, dude, have you lost your mind?
That dude gonna say he gonna make a picture of the arms of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Come on, brother.
Joker got an arm.
I guarantee you, he probably 27, 28 years old, something like that.
Oh, he look up there.
Ain't nobody over 40 gonna make sure they see him.
He was old. Yeah, he ain't young. He wasn't young. I'll give him maybe late 30s.
He was a starving artist. Shit.
Late 30s, early 40s. Because dude, he just destroyed that. I think Biden need to step in and get a do. We need to get a do-over for Martin Luther King Day, because that there just shot it down and shot the whole holiday down the toilet for me. They need to get a redo on that. Well,
and I don't care if you're 27 or if you're 40, you done heard about Dr. King enough to know to get it right.
Yeah, because that was. But he probably, listened to what the masters say up there in Boston. So hey, that's what it was. So Troy, you ping that on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy, you hit that one. And also, Troy, I brought your name.
I don't know if y'all. I don't know. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't know if y'all or it's just me. But it's real choppy. I can't really hear y'all. Keep going in and out.
Oh, really? That's because Tanya up in down in Tennessee with she's streaming that down in Tennessee with that computer, so that's why it's choppy, because she down at a seminar.
Yeah, it's choppy. I can only hear like bits and pieces of what y'all saying.
What I would do then?
Yeah, you might have to log out, Troy, and come back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Log out, come back in.
Yeah, log out, and I'll bring you back in. That'll probably give you a better connection.
All right.
We wait for Troy.
So we'll wait for him to get back on here before we bring up our next topic, because I can't wait to get your reaction there, Cyber Kitty Cat.
Hey man, all I gotta say, I ain't got nothing but good things to say about the Cincinnati Bengals. That's all I gotta say. Even though y'all missing 3 offensive linemen, I ain't got nothing but good things to say, man. Good things.
All right, Troy. Hopefully that's a little better. Is it coming through better?
For now, yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, Neil. Well, we going up to your old stumping grounds where you was running around as a young man with a perm with pink bell bottoms on and some white slippery shoes and a good old white big belt buckle and a
leisure suit. I was wearing a leisure suit.
Long sleeve butterfly collar.
Yes, sir.
So your buddy old Bernie Kosar got to be the dumbest dude in sports right now.
Oh, my God.
So why in the world would you be on your sports show and announce that you made a $19,000 bet on the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, the last game of the season, or second to last game of the season, and you try to clean it up saying you're going to give the winnings to charity? I want you to elaborate on that one there, little cyber dog.
Let me just say this, man. First of all, Bernie Kosar, God bless him, he's a patron saint in the city of Cleveland, Ohio right now. I just want to let you know. Bernie Kosar, if it wasn't for that devil, John Elway, he would have had a Super Bowl. Let me just put that out there. Let me just say that. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that because I just said I talked about Troy when Troy was on here last time I was on the show a couple weeks ago around New Year's. He was like, all that free money they giving, FanDuel and all this and that. Yeah, they giving out free money. Drug dealers gave out free crack back in the day when they want you to come back. So poor Bernie Kosar, he's just thinking like, wait a minute. If it's legal in Ohio, I should be able to bet on the Browns. The only thing Bernie forgot is that you're hired by the Cleveland Browns, Bernie. You're hired by the Cleveland Browns. And somebody in this group should stop.
No, Cyber Dog, stop talking. Stop talking right now. It is not the fact that he made a bet. It's the fact that he was stupid enough to talk about it while he was on the air and still on the job. You wait until you are off, you are on your way home, and you are talking to your boy or somebody before you start talking about that.
Well, somebody should advise Tony.
Till you clock out and you are off the clock.
Tony D, listen. Bernie Kosar, did I tell you one thing about Bernie Kosar? How it's almost like you telling Jim Brown, listen, Jim, you can't use the word be around these people. Ain't nobody gonna tell Jim Brown.
No, Cyber, stop. It's not trying to tell him what to say. Right there, this situation is all about common sense. He should have had enough common sense to know not to talk about it while he was still on the air. That's all this comes down to. He got too dang on comfortable. Excuse me.
Okay.
He got too dang on comfortable.
Okay. He wasn't comfortable. Bernie was liquored up on that show. Bernie was liquored up on that broadcast. I'm telling you right now.
I'm about to get off the show if you
go back and listen to it. If you listen to what he said, he was done.
Bernie was liquored.
He did not care.
Now
he didn't care.
Bernie is a proud member of Alcohol Anonymous. And he didn't have nothing. Now, to Tony D point, he got too comfortable. Okay. That's what
Bernie was liquored up.
Bernie ain't had a drink.
No excuses.
Bernie ain't had a drink since 2020.
Well, it look like you cold out there. Why you got a hat on? You cold? Just bundled up out there.
Yeah, you looking good out there.
Can you hear?
She can't hear it.
Yeah, she done went back out. But anyway, Neil, back to Alcohol Anonymous, Bernie Kosar.
You're right, man. Look. That's what it was. I'm making fun. Bernie was drunk as I almost messed up my fees with the FCC. But Bernie was drunk, man, and that's the problem, man. I think what they should have did, the point I was about to make is somebody in the camp should have told Bernie, hold off, Bernie. Don't say that. But they did fire him immediately. I mean, as soon as he said he bet the 10,000,
no,
they cut his mic off. His mic went dead. It was 19,000. Even as soon as he said he was donated to charity, when he realized what he did, they cut that mic off. And that's it. And and that is an embarrassment, man. But that just goes to show you what this damn gambling situation, and this ain't the top of it. It's gonna get even worse.
I'm with Lois Lane on that one, Neil. I gotta disagree with you. I gotta disagree with you.
If the sports book wasn't open, Bernie would never have said that or bet that $19,000 on the Cleveland Browns.
I disagree, Neil. I disagree.
And maybe he should have put the bottle down too.
Now, granted,
as they say, a drunk tongue speaks sober thoughts.
I always wonder how that turned. I always wonder how that saying went. Thank you for breaking it down. I appreciate that. You know, and you know what? Let me just say this, R. Kelly. Only reason you throwing this at me is because your great white uncle Pete Rose got locked up. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You still mad at that? Okay, I told you Pete Rose should have never betted on baseball. They told
I ain't
him
mad
that
at Pete. Pete got what he got. Hey, it just lets you know Bernie Kosar's a dummy because Pete's your prime example. And Pete did his stuff on the back burner. Pete was slick with his, but still got caught. But this dummy had his stuff on the front burner.
So, I don't want to use the P word. But that's privilege right there, bro. You, I, or anybody else would never feel that comfortable on any type of job to even make an outlandish statement.
Man, Bernie
Kosar felt like he could say whatever the hell he wanted to say as long as he talked about the Cleveland Browns and he was drunk. And one thing about Bernie is an ex. He does, but he had made a couple other mistakes. If you listen to the Browns preseason games. One time he called a dude a thug out there, you know what I'm saying? Bernie, when he get and to Tony D point, drunk man's, I can't say it like you said, sober thoughts or drunk thoughts is his sober aims.
Speak sober thoughts.
Right. And but I want to say I hope they give Bernie a second chance, seeing that the fact he lost the $19,000 bet. And he couldn't donate none of it to charity.
Nobody else has gotten a second chance. You're not a player anymore. You don't either.
I mean, that's kind of harsh, though. That's kind of harsh. Bernie Kosar was trying to help the children's family fund. Poor little, poor little black children down there on 55th.
Trying to defend this ridiculousness. Can we please go to the next subject?
Hey, Tony, it was them poor little black children down there on 55th.
Hell no! Next subject. See, he about to really make me cuss and get me kicked off for tonight. Let's go to the next subject. He had the audacity to go there.
I got a question for you.
Yes, I got a question for you. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Is Bernie Kosar the best quarterback in Cleveland Browns history?
No.
Who's the best quarterback in Cleveland Browns history?
Otto Graham.
Is Otto Graham still alive?
No, Otto Graham been dead about 30 years.
Okay. So who's the second best quarterback in Cleveland Browns history?
Excellent question. Brian Sipe.
Yep, Brian Sipe.
Brian Sipe over Bernie Kosar?
Yeah, Brian Sipe Brian Sipe was the MVP of the league.
Yep, Brian Sipe.
Brian Sipe, man. That's when we actually could compete with Cincinnati when they had Ken Anderson and
we had Kenny Anderson.
Yeah, so Pete Johnson and them and Pittsburgh. Remember the whole AFC Central back in the day was cold. We had Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the Houston Oilers.
What's my boy Grinch?
There he is. Look at him.
What's up, Grinch?
Hey, Grinch, don't you owe me $20? Don't you owe me 20, Grinch? Don't you owe me 20?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, about to say. Thank you.
Grinch is, hey, you just get a fresh butter.
Hold up. We talking about Owen. I got a lot of money coming my way. What?
From Bob. What? Bob owe everybody money.
Talk about Owen.
Hey, what you got to do to Bob, Troy? You got to grab him by his ankles.
What? We talk about.
No, I mean to put you out there, Grinch. I'm just kidding with you, man.
Oh no, you good? No, you good. I got you.
When you
Grinch, hey, Grinch, we might be able to roll it back. Wait till we get to Troy's section. I'll hold on.
Yeah. Wait till we get to my section.
All right.
Yeah. Wait.
So the next thing we go ahead and hit the gridiron. So since the local favorite around here decided to go pro at the last second, TJ Stroud.
Don't be hating on him.
I ain't hating on him. I just want to see him go out there and get his ribs broke. Little butterfly.
He said it about Corum. I got a side question for the panel real quick.
What?
What's Corum first name?
Who?
Running back from Michigan. What's his name?
Blake
Corum.
Blake.
Who's better?
Blake.
Who's better? Blake Corum or J.K.
It's Blake. No, it's Blake.
Blake Corum or who?
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. Blake Corum.
Ohio State running back.
Blake Corum.
They both hurt.
Yeah, they both have knee problems.
Injury prone.
Right.
No.
I didn't think it was close.
So neither.
I didn't really think it was close. I thought J.K. was the better running back.
So I need to pick an injured player.
Blake Corum hadn't got hurt, he'd have won the Heisman. Big Neil, stop it. If he hadn't got hurt, he'd have won the Heisman.
He would not have won no Heisman.
I'm sorry, he was not going to win that. Hell no.
He would. Dude, he would have finished with over damn near 17,000 yards, 1,700 yards rushing, and about 22 touchdowns. Come on now, he'd have won that hands down.
No,
okay, well let's see if he
no.
stay healthy.
No, he was not going to win. They were going to give it to a quarterback. They pretty much always do.
Like, it wasn't going to be this year.
He may have went to New York, but I don't think
he was going to New York and winning. If he hadn't got hurt, he'd have won that hands down. Hands down. But let's get on to the topic.
It's just something up for debate. I thought that was an excellent question somebody posted. I mean, because I do like Blake Corum. I think he would have made a difference in the bowl game, granted, if he had a play. But if I'm looking at his body of work compared to J.K. Dobbins' body of work, who is the second highest total running back at The Ohio State University and went to the pros as a second-round draft pick and is balling out. I'm just saying.
Neil, we're talking about players that are on the college level, Neil. We're not comparing a pro player to a college player.
Okay, my bad, bro.
I got to strike that evaluation from the record.
Thank you, sir. Go right ahead.
All right, so let's get back to TJ Stroud. So out of these teams, who do y'all think he'll be a better fit for? Texans, Colts, Raiders, Falcons, Panthers, or the Titans? Go ahead, Grinch.
Damn, I would say Falcons.
Okay. Who you got, Troy?
It can't be Titans. The Titans just drafted the first round quarterback last year, so no, it won't be Titans.
Right.
Atlanta, Marcus Mariota just walked off the field. I don't know who their backup is. The Raiders is trying to get Tom Brady. Who was the other team?
Colts and Texans.
Colts and Texans.
I would have to say the Colts.
Okay. Who you got, Lois Lane?
That was my second pick. Colts.
The best fit? Yeah. I mean, I have to agree with Bookie. Like Colts. Like, I mean, they got a line, they got a running game, they got receivers. I mean, the Texans is just a hot mess. Atlanta, they drafted the quarterback from Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder. That's who they drafted.
And he played this year. He played this year too. He just wasn't ready to play.
He ain't ready.
Right.
He's not ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they won't draft another quarterback in Atlanta.
Right. Yeah.
So it had to be the Colts to me.
Yeah, I don't see the Titans drafting anybody else either. Another quarterback either. Their rookie just, needs time as well. And
they got Dobbs. Raiders want Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Or Aaron Rodgers.
So
right.
yeah. So yeah.
She's right.
I say the
She's
Colts
right.
be the best fit for him.
She's right.
I know, but you know what? I thought about that. That's an excellent question. I'm just jumping in, Kels. I want to say if CJ Stroud can get with a offensive minded head coach, that would be his best situation. If only thing I'm worried about the Colts is that the owner of the Colts, Irsay, he's too erratic.
Because that's the reason why I picked them.
He made a big mistake in getting rid of Frank Reich. Because if I was in his place, I'd have kept Frank Reich, and yes, CJ Stroud would have been a perfect match for him. The coach for Carolina, he was on the interim. Did they get rid of him? The brother?
No, not yet.
I don't know.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Right now. Yeah,
so
they're doing interviews.
It depends on what coach comes in. If the new coach comes in and cleans our house, then he'll be gone.
Okay.
It just depends on how much they value.
Right. So was he even in the running, or did he get a interview to anybody?
I don't know.
Because I like that dude. He's a good coach. He's a good coach. I don't know about head coach, but I'm thinking that he could be a head coach. Don't get me wrong. But with all that being said, CJ Stroud, to go back to what I was saying, they need to get with an offensive minded coaches, two places then. Either he can get with my man in Oakland. I'm not Oakland, but Las Vegas. If the Raiders get him and he get with that dude, they could be dangerous. Okay. I do like Atlanta, but I'm not sure about their coaching situation. I think Atlanta would be a perfect.
CJ Stroud better go to a team that has a good offensive line. That's not the Bears.
But I'm just saying. Go ahead, Troy.
He needs to go to a team with a good offensive line because he can't handle pressure.
I agree with that, but that's something he's gonna have to learn. He's gonna have to learn that, bro.
Troy.
He ain't gonna be able to learn that on the fly. Now that you're gonna be hurt all season.
Troy, what you just said, he's not gonna make it in the NFL. I don't care line or no line. You're gonna get pressure regardless. He is not gonna make it in the NFL. He will be right. He will be right back here.
Georgia.
He will be right back in Columbus managing Holiday Inn Express.
I don't think so. I think he's
right back here in Columbus managing Holiday Inn Express within 3 years. Within 3 years.
Yes.
That's the Michigan hate. But if you being totally biased, he went up against Georgia, and the only reason Ohio State had a chance to win was strictly because of him. If you want to keep it all the way 100.
Georgia ain't the pros.
Damn near. If I'm sending 9 people, that's the highest level on the collegiate field that he could have faced.
He don't like to get hit, Neil. He don't like to get hit.
Do y'all agree with when he played the University of Georgia on New Year's Eve? That was a top competition on the collegiate level that he would face.
I think Michigan gave it to him worse than Georgia. Honestly, that proved with everything. Maybe everything right there.
Or maybe he
listen to me.
Learned from that.
Neil, getting hit plus NFL, and you don't want to get hit. Don't work.
Yeah, it's different.
No, you know I know that, Troy. You know I know that.
Don't work.
Point is,
it just don't.
I just want to get y'all to. I want to say that he played. He played the toughest team. It's no way of saying that he didn't. They won the national championship.
And listen, I'm not just saying that against CJ Stroud. I'm also saying that against Bryce Young. Also, he's smaller than CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
He's gonna have. They talk about sending him to Houston, where their offensive line is terrible. He will be getting hurt if he don't. He's gonna have to run.
Well, let me ask you.
He's gonna have to walk up and learn how to run.
Is he the first quarterback?
Which is going to slow him down when he
walks up. He will be the first quarterback taken.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, exactly.
He will be the first quarterback off the board.
He will.
He'll probably end up, and like Troy said, he'll probably end up as a Texan. I hate to say it.
He will.
Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. But you're right.
Everybody loves Will Levis. Everybody loves Will Levis. Why? Because he's 6'4" and 30 pounds. That's why. And he can take a hit, and but he just don't have the mechanics like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. They just had to work on him with that. People gonna pick him. That's why they like him so much. He's probably gonna go before CJ Stroud. He's not gonna go before Bryce Young. Bryce Young's gonna be the first quarterback on the board.
But if Houston was smart and they're really trying to build a team,
which they're not,
they're trying to put butts in the seat. This is what they're doing. They're trying. It was just saying, Troy. They're trying to just put butts in the seat right now.
They're not smart. They got to take Bryce Young. They have to.
Or they want to take Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
Who just left Houston? Who just left Houston? Cyber Dog.
Massage therapist. Massage therapist.
Massage therapist.
Yeah. Do you think Bryce Young is better than Deshaun Watson?
I mean, not at this. I mean, coming out of college, they about the same. I would say, man. Bright, but Deshaun was bigger.
What?
Deshaun Watson is.
Oh my
Deshaun
God!
Watson is
Oh my
bigger.
God!
No.
He said coming out of college.
Coming
out of college.
I'm talking about coming out of college. We stay in college, right?
They ain't even the same weight class.
Right.
They're not even the same weight class.
The dude ain't no bust. He ain't no bum. He gonna be the first. You said either the first or second quarterback taken, right? Although the quarterback,
he's going to be the first quarterback taken off the board.
Although the quarterback, competition coming out of the draft is a little weak. I ain't gonna say weak. This is kind of strong now. I think about it because you got.
Okay, well let me rephrase. Cyber Dog. Let me rephrase the question. Okay. If Deshaun and quarterback for Alabama's coming out at the same time, who you taking?
Taking Deshaun
for the Browns.
Taking Deshaun.
Okay, that my point is done.
You hit your point, but I'm just saying though. But this guy, Bryce Young, I mean, because I thought the same thing about Jalen Hurts, right? When he first came, I thought he was all right, but look at him now.
Bryce Young is shorter than fucking Russell Wilson, and he's smaller than Russell Wilson.
But what's okay?
He weighs less than Russell Wilson.
That's his negative. What's the positive on it? Why everybody want to draft him here? Why would the Houston Texans take him at the first pick or whoever?
Because
why is he going in front of CJ Stroud?
Yeah, he won at Alabama.
Grinch, talk to me. It ain't about Alabama. I'm talking about as a player.
Yeah,
what is his positive?
But you got to think about it, Neil. It is Alabama. That's the reason why, even though his skill set is everything that you think it is, but Alabama.
I give you that. And
Alabama versus Ohio State quarterback. But that's what it is. Alabama, they even took Mac Jones. They took him.
Starting for the Patriots.
And how's that working out? How's that working out?
He's still the starter, Troy.
For now.
Okay.
They don't have anybody else.
Let me just say this, man. Let me say this. This is the point I'm about to make to Tony D, to the Grinch, to Troy, to R. Kelly. We can't forecast how he's going to be in the pros. We can only think about it. We can estimate. We can make some logical opinions. But in fact, we really don't know. How many of y'all, I know Troy and Arkel, y'all was on my man DeMarcus, what was his name, man? What was his name? Come on,
Russell.
Come on, Brent. From LSU. From LSU.
DeMarcus Russell.
Y'all thought
he had a cat.
I was never on him.
I wasn't never on him. I'll just say he had a cannon. That was it.
That's all he had. He could throw the ball from zero.
I'm looking at somebody's mock draft, and they got Bryce Young going #1 overall to the Texans. So I guess they think the Texans and the Bears are gonna swap places.
They got to take him.
They have no choice.
And then they got CJ Stroud going 5 to the Colts.
That's a good landing spot. I just don't like the coach. I don't like Jeff Saturday. as a coach. I'm sorry.
He's not
going to be the coach. He's not guaranteed
to be the coach. He's not going to be the coach.
Yeah.
That job, Cyberdog. He's not guaranteed that job.
He's not guaranteed.
I'm telling you right now.
He was a stand-in coach.
Tony D,
he's not going to be the coach.
Right now. I'm telling you right now. That Irsay guy is an idiot. I'm following him on Twitter. God forbid for me to call him an idiot out here. But I'm telling you right now. I'm telling
Saturday
you,
was a publicity stunt. Let's just get it straight. Publicity stunt. Let's keep it rolling. He's not going to roll with Jeff. He's not going to roll with Jeff Saturday. Let's just keep it rolling.
I swear to God, I hope not, because he did some stupid else. He got rid of my man Jeff. He got rid of Caldwell.
That was the biggest mistake.
And Detroit got rid of Caldwell.
That's their mistake too.
I don't even think Jeff Saturday wants a job. He don't even want to coach them. He knew
because
that
he see how it is.
They don't believe Troy wants to be out there. He want to think he walking around there like he Tom Landry or somebody. I'm telling you. But that's gonna say a lot to me, man. Because if he winds up in Indianapolis and Mr. Irsay, I ain't gonna call him out his name again because I do like the city of Indianapolis. I think that's a blossoming city in the Midwest. If y'all ain't heard about it, if you ever watch, they always getting the Big Ten championship. They getting all these big games there. The city is blowing up. But if he keeps Jeff Saturday and gets CJ Stroud, it's gonna be a disaster. And I'll leave it up to the panel. I'm just gonna keep
CJ Stroud. What's the difference between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young? There's only one difference between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young.
First of all,
CJ Stroud has a better arm. Mm-hmm. CJ Stroud has a better arm than Bryce Young, but CJ Stroud does not do what Bryce Young does. You know what Bryce Young likes to do that CJ Stroud does?
Run.
Take a hit.
Run.
Which one is it? Take a hit or run? Which one is it? Take a hit or run? I said run,
both.
And Chris said take a hit, and you said
both.
You shook your head.
Both.
Oh,
he said both. He said both.
Well, shit, I don't like taking a hit either.
Both.
Excuse me.
But you think about it. I'd rather take CJ. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want him out there running. Why you think they got this quandary going on in Baltimore with Lamar?
Don't worry.
First it was good when
he ain't gonna have to run.
But now I ain't gonna put up $200 million if I'm worried about you getting knocked the hell out on one play.
Bryce Young's offensive line is better in Ohio. The best offensive line that Bryce Young got right now, if he goes to the pro, is in Columbus. For sure. It ain't gonna be the coach.
I'm sorry, man.
Did y'all see? Did y'all see Ryan running for his life? And he's washed.
Yeah,
the coach ain't got a good offensive line. He's gonna get destroyed.
Well, I mean, either way it goes, I would rather take a drop back quarterback. Unfortunately, we're back to that again. Taking a drop back quarterback because some of these dudes don't know how to.
Yeah, who don't like to run.
I'll take him. I'll take him over somebody that's trying to run. I mean, God bless Lamar Jackson. Just to see him, he is probably, in my opinion, the best pure athlete in the NFL right now. Give me somebody that's a better athlete than Lamar, and then I'm gonna debate you all day. The problem is with that is when we get used to it, we set up this offense around him. You watch Baltimore the other night, and I'm sure Arkells watched it against the Cincinnati Bengals. Can you imagine if Lamar was in there playing that night with that offense? Cincinnati wouldn't have had a shot because it's hard to stop. If my quarterback is one of the fastest dudes going to run a 4.3, but the problem is when this dude get hurt, and he has gotten hurt, he's about 27 now. It's just going to happen. Now I don't think I'm going to pay you $230 million if you ain't going to play 17.
I don't think Lamar was hurt. I don't think Lamar was hurt.
I don't think he.
I think Lamar was trying to prove a point.
For real.
So let's just start.
He want that money.
Keep it 100.
He want that money. Yeah.
Lamar ain't stupid.
I'm
Lamar ain't gonna go out there and play like that when he know he got a contract on the line. No. He wasn't hurt. Man.
Now the next thing.
He's not hurt.
Question.
He did a Peter Griffin.
Question A, will the Ravens pay him that money?
Nope. No. He will be in the Miami Dolphins.
He will be a Miami Dolphin.
No, they will not.
He will be a Miami Dolphin.
They're not going to pay him.
They would
They'll
have
be
not let
idiots
it
not
get
to
to
do
this
it.
He will be in a Dolphins uniform next season.
Yeah, I agree with R. Kelly.
Look,
that's the same thing I said. Because
Lamar has the upper hand.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
But
he really does.
I disagree. I disagree.
Lamar
I think
has the upper
Baltimore
hand.
got it too.
No, Lamar does have an upper hand.
No, they don't.
Because you know what? They damn near beat the Bengals. They damn near beat the Bengals with Huntley the other night. If he stuck his arm over the field and not get fumbled, I don't think the Bengals will come back and win that game. I just put it out there.
Oh, there she go.
Over Lamar? Are you serious?
Hey, they still was winning, bro.
Listen,
they was about to win that game.
Listen, Lamar. Only thing Lamar got to do is go be like, look, did y'all see Deshaun Watson's contract? Add my name to Deshaun Watson's contract and put it on Baltimore's contract. If y'all not going to do that, peace. It's just that simple.
And to R. Kelly's point, the point I was about to wrap around back to him, you're absolutely right. You know who will do it? My man in Miami. He's grimy and dirty, and he needs some help.
What do you mean your man in Miami? He might have to. Their quarterback didn't have 5 concussions this year. They need a quarterback.
He's the only one that will put up that money for Lamar. That's the point.
Exactly. Lamar is going to want at least between $250 to $260 million. He's going to want more than Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's going to get it in Miami.
Y'all keep forgetting. Mahomes signed that 10-year contract. He was an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar, MVP. Ain't got his contract.
$260 million.
Why you want to stick around for Baltimore if somebody gonna go and pay him more? Miami in his own hometown.
$260 million.
He gonna have two wide receivers, Waddle and Hill. Are y'all serious?
Mm-hmm.
Who's his wide receivers in Baltimore? I'll listen.
No. Keisha and Pam. My fault.
Let's move it on to the next topic.
My whole point.
All right, so we're gonna keep it at college football.
Go to
this
Miami.
next one.
If I was Lamar.
Yeah, he should. He should.
So we're gonna keep it moving. Our next topic, we're gonna get back to this NIL deal.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know if we previously talked about this, but before the season started, I particularly remember this NIL deal going down for this young man named Jaden Rashid, who committed to the Miami Hurricanes, Al, and he left the Canes for an NIL deal that was worth $13 million at the Florida Gators. So his deal falls through. He was supposed to show up on campus in December, never showed up because his NIL deal went down the toilet. And and now he wants out of his letter of intent with the Florida Gators. So
I bet he does.
Where's the mighty NCAA that should be stepping in while they badger my coach over a cheeseburger? Where the NCAA at on this? I want to know, should he be allowed out of his letter of intent, or should no? Nope.
No.
He gotta go. He gotta go. You win for the money. No.
You stuck.
No.
You stuck.
No, you stuck.
You signed that NIL deal. Yep.
I ain't letting you out.
Okay.
Dude, that's like a contract. You basically, these college players are not amateurs anymore. He basically had a contract deal. I'm coming to you only because you give me 13 million. You give me 13 million. That's the only reason I'm coming to you. That's the only reason.
They granted him.
Yeah, we saw that they released him.
But they released him. They've already released him.
But for me,
he would have sat on the shelf for a year.
But for me, if you release, what's up, crew? If you release me, it's gonna make it harder for him to go somewhere else. It's gonna make it's gonna make him harder. For me, I would have took I would have stayed. What?
It ain't gonna be harder for him to go.
Why would it?
It ain't gonna be harder for him to go nowhere.
It won't. He ain't gonna get that money like he wants.
It just lets you know you dealing with somebody that's all about him. That's what you're gonna be dealing with.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to want to pick him up.
You gotta accept swallowing that pill.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna have a diva on your hands.
Yeah, because to me, that serves as an example that you need to make sure them contracts are solid before you go signing on the dotted line. Change your whole perspective, your whole trajectory based off of a contract. Whoever, that means that, again, that goes back to making sure you know who that contract is. Because for me, you are going collectively, I would not pick you up at another team. I wouldn't. It would be hard because you're inconsistent. Because you're going to go where the money go. Wherever I get a deal, that's where I'm going to go. Okay.
That's where it's at now, Sports Kill Diva. How you doing,
Listen,
first of all?
What y'all are witnessing is the first NIL holdout. Okay?
Real talk. That's what it is.
That he going to get his money there.
Give me my money.
He going to get his money there, or they got it. What are they going to do? If they going to let him sit for the whole year and not play him, and they got offered him $13 million?
I would.
They're not going to do that. He's already been released from the contract.
I'm just saying,
and
I
it's
wouldn't have
not
released
a contract.
him.
It's just a signature.
I wouldn't have released him. If he signed that letter of intent, I wouldn't have released him.
Hold out. It's going to happen.
You're going to be a holdout sitting up in the dorm room on the Florida campus. You're going to be a holdout in the Florida campus dorm room.
Because first of all, think about it. The early period is over. He can't transfer. The initial transfer portal is closed. The early signing piece is over. So where you going to go? And most coaches have already filled their position. So you go hold out. So who going to really pick you up? And if you do pick up, you're going to be behind somebody.
I'll sit there for a whole year. Till they let me out that contract, and I will go somewhere else. It's just that simple. He ain't getting hurt. He ain't playing ball. All you gonna do is work on his game somewhere else.
But I know that's not the mentality of a football player. That's not the mentality of a football player. He don't got no choice. He don't have a choice. But that's not a true mentality. That's our mentality, but not a football player where that is their true in love. Sitting out a whole year, yeah. And right now, all the things that are in place are closed. You can't. And all coaches again have already picked their spot, picked their players. So you're in a space where you took a deal, you went to a school based off of a deal, and it fell through. Now you ain't got no money, and now you ain't got nowhere to be.
Well, that's where it's gonna be. He ain't the first one. It's gonna
be. And he ain't gonna be the last.
I'll hold out for a year for $13 million for somebody else.
Yeah,
Al
funded his NIL at Miami. Al, man, because he can't get his money back. Al sent money down there. I know he did. So why working at the job? He sent money down there.
You know who gonna give him his money? Dion. He be in Colorado when his son go pro next year. He just said behind him.
I was just about to say that. That'd be
the only person that's gonna pick him up. Yeah.
Dion understands. I ain't gonna be greedy like Nick Saban.
Right.
I'm gonna give you if you need what how much you need for me to get over that 500. I got you.
Hey y'all, guess who Dion just signed this week?
I heard.
I already know. He's snapping from Miami.
Number one.
He's snapping from Miami. He's snapping from Miami.
The Buffaloes running out next year. It's gonna be lit.
I'm going to that. I already told Bob we're gonna get these coins together because I'm going to Colorado and I'm staying right down that 50-yard line.
He's like the number 2 ranked cornerback in the nation.
Wears Michigan uniform down there. They don't like Lloyd Carr went down there and lied to folks back in the state.
Y'all do not let
Lloyd Carr was in the nursing home. That's what them old women.
Y'all do not let that letter in intent make you think that you got to stay somewhere else. You do not, because y'all remember he holding up a roster spot by not playing. They don't want that.
Yeah,
he got to go. Let him out. We're not gonna give him $13 million. Let's see if somebody else will give him $13 million. You know who will give him $13 million? The Colorado Buffaloes, because Deion's son is gonna go to the league next year. They're gonna need another.
But has anybody seen him play? Is he good?
No, he's top notch.
Deion's son?
No. I know Deion's son. I know, yeah.
Oh,
I'm talking about the Miami player.
She's not talking about Deion's son. She's talking about this prospect.
The prospect, yeah. Oh yeah.
He good enough.
But even with Deion's son, he don't want to follow around in his dad's footsteps. Because if you watch again social media, he trying to make his own way, and his dad's kind of pushing him into that space.
Well, they play two
he don't really want to be in that space. I mean, he ain't gonna have no choice, but he don't really want to be in that space. No, he wants to go in another direction, another endeavor. No, he doesn't. He don't even want to. His sons don't even want to be in those spaces where he at. It's almost like I want to make my own way, because one does all the social media for him.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, and that's the one kind of don't really. I mean, he a great prospect, but his heart ain't in it, and that's where Deion said, if your heart ain't in it, you got to play right, or you're gonna get hurt. And that's what I feel like. Yeah, he'll be a good prospect, but is your heart there? And that's what Deion's been kind of saying. If you've been watching I've been following his TikTok, because listen, his TikTok went from like 2,500 followers to like over almost like 2 million in a matter of months since he's taken this job. Like, he's changed the whole directory, and his son was like, I really don't, that's not my heart. I don't even want to go to Colorado. I want to stay in Jackson. So,
should have stayed.
Yeah, should have stayed.
Okay, well, let's keep the bus rolling. So let's get to the nitty gritty of the meat on the bone. Let's get a recap of last week's NFL game.
Let's go.
You play the geriatric team.
I don't care what you talk about this week, but let's talk about last week.
Since we got Tanya blowing the horn, go ahead and get it rolling with the Cowboys and the Tampa Bay. Let's get it over with. And then after that, after you get this out, mute your mic till we get done with this segment.
Hey, I just want to say it was a great game.
We don't.
I'll let Tony D start. Tony D, start this conversation for us, please. Ladies first.
Listen. Everybody kept saying, I mean, the Bucs ain't good, but I can't go against Tom Brady. I'm gonna start this conversation about this. The man needs to retire. Period. Point blank. He needs to retire. He looks awful. I don't care who he was playing against and who he had. He ain't got it no more. The man ain't got it. I'm sorry. So, on to the other. You know what? Dallas played a good, clean game. I mean, they really did. In my opinion, yes, people were expecting them to win because they had the better record. But I feel really a lot of people weren't expecting them to win because they were playing against Tom Brady. So it was like, okay, yeah, they should win, but we won't be surprised if they lose. Okay. So hey, Dak did his thing, and the defense did theirs. I ain't gonna lie, I was holding my breath towards halftime. I don't know if you were too, Tanya, when Micah Parsons went limping off the field, but when he went back out there, hey, they did what they had to do.
Yep.
They got through the first couple series. They settled in, and the offense did what they had to do, and they got it done.
Yeah, it was the defense. And I said that. The defense is going to win this game. And they were able to control Tom Brady all 4 quarters. By the time third quarter came, Tom Brady was pissed off. He was on the sideline, pissed off. He couldn't even get his throws together. It was just a domino effect. And maybe if all the outside noises had not been surrounding him, they probably would have. But I think Dak knew that he had to carry this team also. So for me, Dak had to stand up. He had to show up. He didn't have any penalties, really. He played in his parameters. Well, that happened this week. He's going to have to still play a clean game. And the defense going to have to show up. And that's what they did. It was they did a great game. Tony Romo couldn't have done it. And I think Dax put this game on his shoulders, and he really came up. He set the bar for this week. And everybody thinking that 49ers is going to come in there, just like the Brady, it is going to be different. The defense, if they play great like they did and get the ball rolling, with those last, play a clean game. They'll win that game. It's gonna be close. I say 3 over 49ers.
Damn.
So I'll be quiet because we got that W. That's all I gotta say.
Oh boy.
I'll listen to my other co-partners about what happened to Tom Brady. Me and Tony will sit here. We'll start with you, Troy, because you was the biggest and the loudest. So let's go. Tell us all about it. Tell us all about it.
Y'all beat a team that y'all should have beat. They had a losing record.
Oh,
they should have beat the Bucks. They should have beat them.
Hold on. They should have beat them, but the Bucks had Tom Brady, so I'm still.
Man, that's what you said.
Who cares?
That's what y'all said. Oh, now it's a no care. Okay, we'll take it. Cyberdog, please take over this conversation. Please let these folks know.
For the court, is going to be a different entity today. They got to go 2 candles wherever.
Wait till Troy get done.
That's going to be a problem with them in 49er land with that defense.
But we're talking about last week first now. We're not talking about this week. Which one we talking about? Last week or this week?
Last week. A quick recap of last week, then we're going to move it.
We're not going to do a quick art. We're not doing a quick nothing, R. Kelly. We're going to let everybody have this conversation. I know. I'm on just for this.
That'd have been a loss. You'd be still down in that daggone auditorium down there talking about need extra training.
Jesus Christ. Go to the next game.
Victory by the Cowboys. I will say that.
Tell us, Cyberdog. We would like
the Chargers.
Now that was last week. That was last week. So
Cyberdog, could you please give us an honest opinion about the game?
I want to say Dak Prescott had to put the team on his shoulder after the previous games, and from what I saw that night, I'm with. If I'd have been on the show last week, I would have said Tampa Bay. Probably would have taken a Herculean effort to beat Tom Brady that day. But after watching the game that day, it really was just like it was almost too easy for the Cowboys. And I'm be real with you, Tampa Bay did not show up.
I have one thing to say about Tom Brady.
Go ahead, please.
Everybody kept saying with everything he was going through with Giselle and the pending divorce and everything.
There was a lot on.
I was listening to a broadcast, and they was like, "Okay, now that that's done and settled, he'll be locked in." If that's the case, I look at it like this: if that's all that was holding Tom Brady back this season, once that divorce was finalized and done with, they would have not came into the playoffs with a record of 8-9. Period. Point blank. The man ain't got it. Everybody talking about he still got 1 to 2 years.
I believe that.
His decline.
I believe that. I believe that,
man. Hell no. His decline was covered up over the last couple years by Tampa Bay's defense, and it was covered up by what the pieces around him on offense was able to do. And
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
But I still say it was the same way in New England, because if he was really that dude, then the coach / GM Belichick wouldn't have been trying to move on from him.
Belichick was an asshole.
So at this point, he just needs to retire. So anybody who wants to backtrack and moonwalk it back, oh, the Cowboys should have beat them. Well, then, you know what? You shouldn't have said, well, I'm not going to. It's still Tom Brady. Well, then.
I'm listening.
All right, Rich. What's your thoughts on your beloved Cowboys? Well, then we moving on to the Miami game.
Oh no, we're not. No, we're not. We're gonna stay right here in this mofo, and y'all gonna sit in this.
Talking about them ragging Cowboys the whole.
And you're gonna sit in it because you had lots to say last week.
Al, what is your thoughts, Al? What is your thoughts?
I'm gonna move on. What the hell is that? Make me cuss.
Hey. I feel you, Troy. But actually, they look good. Like I said last week, it was a battle in the trenches. Put pressure on Brady. They had it, and then run the ball. But I'm gonna say this: the Cowboys look good on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. But I'm gonna say this: don't Ezekiel look old to y'all when he runs the ball?
He's washed.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that. So I'm saying this. Pollard should be the future back and just use Zeke for short yardage or get in the end zone. They need to put Pollard as the future back.
I agree. And I think that's going to happen on.
They have to.
They're going to have to.
They have to. They're going to have to.
They're going to have to. I don't.
But I was like this. They look good. I said it. But this is the thing. They look good. Oh, they look good this weekend. That's all I gotta say. You gotta do a game. You gotta do it game to game. You gotta do it game to game.
Why are we moving on? Our
the playoff games. Dallas wasn't over. Was that the other game over the weekend?
I'm done.
Jeez, freaking pitch. Get one little stinking win and you just want to.
But so do the Cowboys. Everybody is all on Dak, but what is Brock going to do if he really gets pressure on him and if they come after him?
That's what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, I think the game coming up this weekend is going to be another game, like you said, a battle of the trenches. But this is going to be a true game that's going to be a battle of the defenses. Which defense
is going to stand up?
Which defense will show up? Which defense will show up?
All right. Good.
All right, Arkel, we'll go on.
Oh, no. I'm going to give you my quick spiel. Look, the Dallas Cowboys played under a full moon yesterday, last weekend, and they had a little hair on their back.
Stupid.
This weekend, they're going to be some little skint up chihuahuas and get chewed up by the San Francisco 49ers because Deebo Samuels and White Chocolate out there is going to chew them to bits. So get ready for another bye-bye season.
Hey, he is white chocolate, though.
Get ready. I'm telling you, it's coming like a freight train down the track. So that's my closing statement on the Cowboys. It's a Jekyll and Hyde. Trust me. Trust me, it's coming. It's coming. So next game on the docket for recap, the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, they had them.
Again, how does your coach not know that it is 4-1?
Bills last week.
I cannot understand that.
Oh my God.
I do not. You got about 48 coaches on that sideline. How does one person tell you it's 4-1? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I think the Bills it's gonna be a rough game this weekend with Cincinnati.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a rough game.
Yeah, it is.
But I got a little. But I kind of, like I said before, that injury happened to the Buffalo player last week. Cincinnati was amped for that game. They was wired.
Yeah.
And they look real crispy. So I hope they can keep that mojo going up at the Bills Stadium. But it's gonna be a rough game.
I'm about to say, you think the Bills are going to take that momentum into this game with, because he's out of the hospital, he was on the sidelines. How do you think that's going to affect him?
No, I think it's going to come down to, like I always been saying about their quarterback all season, he pressing, he trying to prove a point to everybody.
Yeah.
He's going to have some key turnovers. He's going to have some turnovers this week.
Yeah. If he does against the Bengals what he did against Miami, Buffalo will be sitting at home.
Yeah, he's trying to prove a point. He's trying to prove a point right now. It's going to cost him. It's going to cost him.
He is doing too much.
I said that at the beginning of the season. So what's your thoughts, Troy?
Cyberdog,
Bills and Cincinnati?
Cincinnati and Buffalo.
Thank you. Bills Mafia.
First of all, give you a little quick recap on the game from last week with the Bills, and then you can give your thoughts on the upcoming.
The Dolphins got a young coach. He blew it. They had it. It's just that
they had it.
He just blew it. They blew it.
They had him.
They blew it. They had him. So Cincinnati needs to take that. They need to take that blueprint and move that right on to Buffalo.
Yep.
Because Cincinnati is better than Miami. Let's just keep it real. Miami, I think, is the only team that can go up in Buffalo and beat the Bills.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
Familiarity brings brings comfort. You ain't so worried about somebody be playing them 2 times a year. You know where you used to them. You know what they and Miami, you're right. Miami, if Miami had a damn good shot at winning that game. But I don't mean to jump in. So if I'm getting this right, who the Bengals playing tomorrow or Sunday?
Buffalo. They play Sunday.
What time is that Sunday? Game? What time is that game, bro?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock Sunday.
Ooh,
Bills can get got.
I feel bad for Buffalo.
Gonna be hard.
I feel bad for Bills Mafia, man, because.
But Bob, how you think Bengals is going to be? Because 3 of their 5 starting linemen for the Bengals is out.
I know.
Well,
they don't have to deal with. They don't have to deal with Big Von coming around that corner. And I think that was the thing with. I'm sorry, just to jump back in with what happened with the Bills playing Miami. We all thought that Miami was going to lay down and let the Bills, beat them up real bad. But that quarterback realized that he didn't get that pressure. And if he held the ball a little bit longer, Tyreek and Waddle was going to get open. And then when the Bills tried to set back, that's when they went to the running game. I will give the coach of Cincinnati credit, Zach Taylor, being a little bit more creative than Miami, knowing his team a little bit better, knowing that if you put them in the right situations, I'll be real with y'all. I'm calling an upset from what I'm talking. I'm talking myself into an upset. I think
it doesn't matter. I'm not betting against Cincinnati. They just gonna have to take a trip up to Kansas City afterward.
And
Cincinnati know how to beat Kansas City. The Bills
ain't worried about it.
The Bills, we know how that movie ends.
So, with that, Mr. Kelly,
yes.
Tell me the first time in NFL history that the loser of the Super Bowl made it back to the Super Bowl the following year. That has to be the first time ever, because normally the loser of the Super Bowl, they don't
come back. No.
Yeah, they never go back.
And the Buffalo Bills, for me, they when it comes to their sack, only
team I can think of would be the Bills, wasn't it? Didn't the Bills go
it was
back
the Bills,
to back?
Bills 4 times in a row.
Yeah. The Bills. Right. You're absolutely right. It would be the
4 times in a row.
It will be the Bills. You're right.
Giants, Washington, and Cowboys. Cowboys twice? No,
I'm
sorry. Cowboys once. Cowboys the other one.
There was a Giants,
Cowboys twice.
Giants, 49ers, and Cowboys twice.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get to the barn burner of the weekend. Let's talk about that Jaguars comeback.
They got a chance.
I saw it coming. I saw it happen.
They got a punch
chance. From 27 down.
I saw it. Yep. I saw it happen. Because in the NFL, man, it's like the NBA now, man. You can't really.
It's fantastic.
You can't really say some team is out at the half.
Hell no. Hey, way that Joker was giving him that pill every chance he got, man.
Yeah,
he was giving it up.
I saw him go down and drive and score in the third quarter.
He redeemed himself.
I said, "Damn, all they got to do is
half.
Time in the third quarter."
But you know what? That game shows the value of their coach.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Because if Peterson did not keep calm, if he would have been flipping out and freaking out,
they would have folded. They would have folded.
Would have
been there before.
Freaking out and trying to do too much.
Yeah, he been there.
So
before.
The fact that Doug Peterson just kept his cool, they went in at halftime. He was like, "All we got to do is chip away." I'm sure that had Lawrence like, "Okay, just continue doing what I'm doing without the turnovers." And that's what he did. He started to recognize in the second half. So they must have sat down with him at halftime or something. But I ain't gonna lie though, at halftime, I was like, "Oh hell, this game is over." I ain't gonna lie, that was my thought process. Just looking at it, the way he kept turning that ball over. But as they started to chip away at that lead,
right.
And
that's why I like Trevor Lawrence. That's why I like Trevor Lawrence. He's like that. He a QB that comes from behind. A lot of his games that he has won this year has been from large deficits. So for me, he knew what to do, and that was stay cool. If you think about how Trevor played in college, he never lost. I mean, he reminds you of Joe Burrow. Like, they never lose their cool. They just stay in the pot. They stay consistent. They stay grounded. And again, next thing we know, game was over. Game over. And I think he's going to play. I think it's going to be an upset. I think he's going to send the Chiefs home. Because, again, everybody think the Chiefs is going to win. And I think Trevor going to go in there and he going to shot.
I mean, I'm liking the kid.
Yeah,
I don't like him that much. I'm gonna be real.
You know what? You ain't got to like him, but at the end of the day, I do think I do understand what Tanya is saying. I don't think it's going to be as easy of a win for Kansas City as everybody thinks it's going to be.
That dude playing the equivalent of Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan. That's who he's playing.
You know what? But they're playing with house money right now. Nobody expects them to go in this game.
Now, that's true.
And
that's a different feeling. I agree with you on that.
Win. So
I agree with you on that.
You know,
that's real talk.
Hey, Boosie, what's the point? What's the point spread on that game?
9.5, I believe. Hold on.
Hey, Tony D, you're right. One thing you said that was you hit the nail on the head. They playing with house money because nobody expected
9.5.
Nobody expected for the Jaguars to even be at this spot right now.
And my sister lives in Jacksonville, and she said the city is on fire.
I know it is. Yeah, my friend lives in Jacksonville. She said it's on fire. It's off the chain.
They loving these. They love them fucking Jaguars, and I'm hating on them Jaguars.
And they're young. Think about it. They're young.
I slipped up. That's that Casamigos got me round around the neck.
And I know we're dealing with Andy Reid because I call him the old man of the NBA when you look at Pop. But if Trevor go in there and just play consistent and just keep,
I don't know.
It ain't gonna be no lights out.
I'm with
so
you.
What you think, Troy? What you think?
Right. I mean, let's be honest. Kansas City's defense ain't lighting it up. It's not like Kansas City's defense is like the 49ers defense or even Dallas's defense where they can like practically shut somebody down or keep them contained. So you never know. Go ahead, Troy.
The first thing we need to be asking ourselves is why the hell the Chargers coach ain't get fired.
Excuse me.
Man, listen.
You said what? What did you say?
Why the Chargers coach didn't get fired? You're right.
I'm gonna tell y'all why he didn't get fired, but I want to hear why y'all didn't think he'd get fired.
He probably didn't get fired because I think they probably wouldn't talk to, nor they normally do, talk to the quarterback, Herbert. How do you feel about him? Do you feel you prepared before the game? Is he doing this? He's doing that? Because Herbert is the man, Troy.
No, they're cheap. They don't want to have to pay nobody.
Herbert is the man.
The week before, he got his best wide receiver hurt in that meaningless game.
He was an idiot.
He should have been fired for that, or just alone on GP.
He should have been fired. You know, on real, he should have been. I thought he was going to be fired that night. Jacksonville did come back and beat him. You're right.
He should have been fired.
He threw his offensive coordinator under the bus this week and said that it was his fault. That's why.
But that's what all coaches do.
No. If you know real coach, no. You take that.
You don't throw
you go in the office, and then you get in the office, and then you chew him up. You don't.
I'll tell you how many coaches did.
So why was it Byron Leftwich's fault that Tom Brady couldn't throw a damn pass? He got fired.
Because he's black.
He's black. Oh, now that's a gimme. And plus, it was Tom Brady because they're saying that Tom Brady, he couldn't coach Tom Brady. No, Tom Brady just need to go somewhere and sit down. He should have stayed retired at the beginning of the season.
No, he should have retired when he won that Super Bowl.
Tom Brady
when he should retired.
What'd you say, Al?
I said Captain America should have retired when they won that Super Bowl. That's when he should have retired.
And got that loot. And got that loot and been on the sideline. But you trying to go back out and acting like you like they did on Best Man when he got hit. That's what Tom Brady got hit all year, and they was tearing it up on Sunday. He was on the ground. They was killing him. He was on the ground. You ain't never seen Tom Brady on the ground that much. He was rolling around like he was doing Play-Doh. I was like, don't take this fool off the court, off the freaking side. Sit out somewhere.
You know what? With what I'm about to say, I know it's not going to happen because I know somebody's not going to be able to resist because it's Tom Brady. But all other 31 teams do not need to call him. No, thank you. We're looking towards the future. But with him and hell, I'll say it with him and Aaron Rodgers, damn it.
Aaron still got the gas in the tank. I'll take Aaron Rodgers all day. No, sir. I'll take Aaron Rodgers all day.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. If you're a young team and you're trying to stay young and get there, no, because you got to give up an arm and a leg for these fools.
Right.
Like, go sit your ass down. Excuse my language. Go sit yourself down somewhere and stop. Get your damn ego out the freaking way. Yeah. Okay, you're the greatest of all time. You got 7 freaking rings. Because you ain't want to sit your behind down, you lost your wife.
She wasn't no good. She wasn't no good for him anyway. She wasn't no good for him anyway. She was out there lying and spending his money.
You know what? Don't you dare do it. Oh, hell no. Hell, you know what? Oh, Night Dog, I'm with you tonight. I don't know what the hell you've been drinking.
Casamigos represent.
All right. So I finished my first point. I think I asked why did the Chargers coach should have got fired. Yes, he should have got fired. He was down 27-0. Well, he was up 27-0, and they came back and lost to the Jaguars.
And any other coach would have got fired.
So any other coach would have got fired. Exactly, Cyberdog. That's my whole point. He threw his OC up under the bus. That's all he did. So let's go on to this next game. So the Jaguars are going to Kansas City against Patrick LeVon Mahomes II, who got 5,000 yards passing this year, 50 touchdowns. 50 touchdowns. Let that sink in. He got 50 touchdowns. If Kansas City goes up on them by 27 points in the first half, Jaguars ain't coming back. They might run 100 on them.
That's a wrap.
Kansas City.
It ain't going to happen.
No, that shit ain't going to happen.
It's not going to happen there in Kansas City.
Yeah, we looking at the walking, living goat.
Kansas City is down here, 71, the Bengals. Yep. That's it.
Yep. But
I don't think the Bills going to be up there and go there and Bengals. I think that Kansas City is shook with the Bengals right now. They just shook. They got the yips with the Bengals.
Right.
It is what it is. Jaguars is not going to beat the Bengals. They don't even have a chance. It'd have been a better matchup with the Titans. The defense, for sure.
Well, they need to tell her
that Titans. And it's so pretty. It's a pretty story. They got to. It happens every year in the NFL. A team that shouldn't have been there gets to the championship or the American AFC championship or NFC championship, or they're just gonna get beat. It is what it is. They got a good coach. They got a good young squad, like y'all said. I'm not saying they're not promising. It's not gonna beat Kansas City, who got experience, been to the NFL, and have the best quarterback in the NFL. 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. I'm sorry, 49.
Can I jump in real quick? Right there with you, Troy. I'm thinking that I call Patrick Mahomes, and I've been watching football for a very, very long time, since I was in high school back in 1997. He is the walking, living GOAT right now, man. We might not, we always got to wait till somebody retire back in the day, I remember my father used to say they saw Jim Brown play. They knew he was just the greatest while he was playing. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT right now. But with that being said, man, if they take Jacksonville for granted, Jacksonville gonna beat them, man, because they got some players, bro. I hate to say it, whether you want to look at it or not. I know what you're saying, and they got a coach now. See, that's the difference. Half the time, your coach might outcoach my coach. Okay, but if my coach got experience like your coach, I got a shot.
Right.
All right.
I got a shot, man. And Peterson got experience just as Andy Reid. I know all them years he got. I understand it. But really, if I'm Kansas City, I'm kind of unsettled on playing these Jacksonville.
Cyber dog. Let's put 50.
Oh.
Give me the points.
Absolutely not.
He said just a game.
Goddamn. Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to take your darn.
The CCF.
Well, I want to say real quick what's up to comedian Mr. Tennessee and Derek. And Derek, I'm not sure what question you asked about who the Bengals beat last year, but if you're talking about Kansas City, yes, it was Kansas City.
Right on.
So let's get to this Giants and Vikings game real quick, then we'll get our predictions on that one. Once again, I put my faith in a quarterback that I can't stand. It's Kirk Cousins.
We told you not to do it.
Can't stand Kirk. I mean, dude, 13-4 just fraudulent. Fraudulent and Vez. I hate to say it.
Grinch, didn't you tell him?
Don't do it.
Well,
didn't you tell him? Don't do it.
Fraudulent. Just shameful. And you know, but the Giants, you know, they got a good little nucleus going on right now. That's going to be a good game next week with them and the who they got?
Who
they playing?
They play Philly.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, that is.
And I think the Giants, if they can get their hands on that quarterback, they're gonna be putting all that weight on their shoulder, and it's gonna be interesting.
I would put all that weight on that shoulder
every time.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
It's just like sharks smell blood in the water right now.
That being said, there, little Dallas cowgirl, who you picking in that game?
Give me respect on my name.
No, trust me, it'll all go backwards next Saturday.
That's why you gonna go backwards too, sir. We'll see.
Anyway, just answer the question, boy. Quit being so sensitivity. Just answer the question.
You are
Giants or Philadelphia?
Giants.
Neil, Giants, Philadelphia.
I'm hoping Philly.
Grinchy Grinch.
I'm going for the upset, Giants.
Who you got there, Lois Lane?
I'm going for the upset, the Giants.
Oh boy, Troy.
God, Philadelphia. Come on, man.
Okay.
You say Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, we'll see if he can hold up with that arm.
What y'all worried about Philadelphia for? If you a Cowboy fan, what y'all worried about Philadelphia?
I hope they lose.
You want them to play
Philadelphia.
You want Philadelphia. Yeah. You don't want them to have to take because think about it. In my opinion, I know I might have missed this part. If the Cowboys beat the 49ers, they beat the biggest threat in the NFC, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And comedian Mr. Tennessee, he is also rolling with the Fly Eagles Fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I don't know the rest of the song, but I do like that part.
We just lost the signal.
They gonna ground. They gonna ground to the ground. Okay.
All right. So let's see.
He loves to pick opposite of me. That's all that is.
That's like RKO. I know.
I'm taking a loss right now in this parlay.
Slightly off with Patrick Mahomes' numbers. I just looked it up. I was just going about the top of my head. 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns.
The only quarterback I seen to do that was Dan Marino, and the reason that he's already over Dan Marino already because he got a chip.
Dan don't have a championship. Mahomes do.
Dan don't have a chip.
That's why he's over Dan Marino already. He has a chip. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT.
If he keeps this up, keeps this pace up,
he the GOAT, man.
Cyberdog. He's been in the league 6 years. If he keeps this pace up, he'll have 50,000 yards by year 12, and probably 300.
Listen, I've been watching football, basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey for a long time. The greats don't take long to be great. The greats come out day one.
Patrick Mahomes is GOAT. Patrick Mahomes is probably going past Tom Brady. Not but with
the only thing that's gonna hurt Patrick Mahomes, though, Troy, the only thing that's gonna hurt Patrick Mahomes, and I'm you know me, I'm a Browns fan in my heart, but if he beats Jacksonville, the Bengals beat Buffalo, he loses to Cincinnati, that's a real mark on his career.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, that's most definitely. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that.
You can't have that, bro. But the sad thing about it, since it's not even really when he plays Cincinnati, it's not really him. He's playing great. It's just the fact that Cincinnati, somehow or another, when they match up, Kansas City has never addressed their defense. And that's why Chase, what's my man, Higgins, and whoever Boyd and Mixon, they have no fear. And Joe Burrow don't have no fear. Because you know what, my defense is gonna stop you before you stop us. Yeah. So that's why Patrick Mahomes really better start looking, better start paying attention. Because if Cincinnati, and I got Cincinnati to win when they play tomorrow, Bob, is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday at 3.
I got Cincinnati in the upset against Buffalo because if they get to the Super Bowl, y'all don't want to hear this. And I don't want to really say it. I can't believe I'm saying it. If Cincinnati win the Super Bowl,
mess around and win it.
They're gonna fuck around and win it. Excuse my language. See, you hit me with an FCC.
CCF.
Speak it to reality, Neil. Speak it to reality.
But I don't like the Bengals, man, because I never liked the Bengals because of Forrest Gregg.
What Forrest Gregg do to you? What he do to you? He ain't signed your underoos when you standing in line for 2 hours. What he do to you?
I didn't like that, man. When they took the word Bengals off the helmet and put them little kitty stripes on there, I didn't like that right there. That's the start. And I didn't like. And I didn't like your uncle Icky Woods. Okay, I know that's your family member. I never liked that goddamn.
What Icky do to you? He jump in front of you?
Never like the Icky shuffle?
You getting cold cut? What Icky do to you? I didn't like
the Icky shuffle because he was out there cooning. That's what he
was.
He was cooning.
Oh God!
Look at him.
Oh my God! You guys are crazy.
Look what they gave him for the Icky shuffle, Grinch. What did he get for it? Nothing.
Nothing. I can keep it real with you. Nothing, except for was it the Geico commercial in the supermarket?
Geico commercial. They gave him $20,000. Get out there and coon for 15 minutes. But I know we lost our host there. But I also want to say something about R. Kelly. He's been a Bengal fan for a long time, and he the only guy I know that had Boomer Esiason underoos, and he was telling folks about. Back in the day, in a picture of Boomer Esiason on his wall.
Right beside Michael Jordan.
Right beside Michael Jordan. Now, all jokes aside, though, Tanya, for your Cowboys, if they win this, if they beat the 49ers, they ain't got nobody in front of them. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it real with you.
Yeah.
If they beat the 49ers, they have nobody else to fear.
Nope, not on that path. Not on that path. So.
And then at that point, yes, sir.
Cyberdog, I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Patrick Mahomes' yards was higher or lower from this year than last year when he had Tyreek Hill?
That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question.
Higher.
But you know what I want to say? According to
higher.
way I see it,
I think it was higher.
Probably the same.
This year is higher.
I think it's
probably
higher.
the same or less.
This year
I think it's higher. I think it's higher this year.
What is it, dog?
Bob and Lois is right. Bob and Lois is correct.
He's spreading that ball
Bob
around
and Lois
more.
is correct.
He's
spreading the ball around more.
But you know what, man? We can say that Tyreek Hill isn't going to be missed until Sunday when they play. Because this is
4,839 yards last year to 37 touchdowns. 5,820 yards this year to 41 touchdowns. Both of those stats led the league this year.
Now I can interpret those numbers in two different ways. Okay. No matter what, most of those games might have been out of the reach last year. Okay. This year, you're right. He had to work other people in the league, but in the fold. But the funny thing about sports and NFL, the end result is all that matter. Them numbers don't matter nothing if Jacksonville go in there and whoop that ass and they down by and they down by a touchdown. And you know what? To be honest, if I'm coaching, if I'm the defensive coach for Jacksonville, I'm so happy Tyreek Hill ain't there no more. Can you imagine how that had to be if you're a coordinator and you got Patrick Mahomes and you got to worry about this dude? That's just too much. And Tyreek and the tight end,
Kelsey.
And Kelsey. That's a lot. So now I'm like, okay, keep everybody in front of you. I don't care. If he makes 50 passes on the drive, I don't care. Keep everybody in front of you. Because that game-changing, that game-breaker ability that Tyreek Hill brought to the Kansas City Chiefs, if you look back, go back to when they played the San Francisco 49ers in that Super Bowl, that stuff is huge. He ain't missed Tyreek, but I guarantee you, Sunday is where you're going to see. Sunday going forward is where you're going to see if they miss Tyreek in the big games when it all counts.
All right.
I got a question. for Cyberdog. And we can roll. We can roll after this. This is my last question. Cyberdog. Or all y'all. So if Jacksonville gets down by 27 points at halftime to Kansas City, are they coming back?
No, they're not.
No.
That's a different monster.
I'm gonna tell you why they're not, man. The Grinch just said it right there. It's a different monster. You don't have that coach on the sideline of San Diego making those stupid calls. My man Andy Reid, he done lost so much. If you think about them years with McNabb in Philadelphia, all them years they got so close and they just kept losing and losing and losing and losing. In those losses, you learn something. And I guarantee you, if you get 27 up, they're gonna just and plus Patrick Mahomes, if you think about his mentality, I'm gonna gouge you. I know how this game works now. I'm gonna gouge you. If you let me go up on you 27, I'm gonna put 47 up on you.
Yeah, I agree with you totally.
And that's where they're going to have to come out the gate and play because, they can't get behind. That's why I said the Jaguars just can't be behind. It's going to have to be match for match.
They can't do that.
Cyberdog, we got 50 on it.
Give me the points.
Cyberdog, we got 50 on it.
Give me the points.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why can't you do the
high on Jaguar? You shouldn't need the point.
You don't got no charity. You ain't Bernie.
What's the spread? What's the spread?
9.5.
Take the point.
9.5.
I was about to say take the points.
Hey, Kels, you're 9.5. Bernie Kosar.
Take the points.
Not Bernie
Bookie Troy.
Nope.
Do the parlay.
Give that money to Salvation Army or nobody.
All I know is that my friend just won $13,000 on the parlay.
Oh yeah.
What'd you say?
Break it down about how the Jaguars
my friend won $13,000 on
the Jaguars.
I ain't saying
you got faith in them. Put your money up.
Listen, listen here. Listen here. Listen who you talking to. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, listen who you talking to right here. Now you talking all this big shot, man. Give me them 9 points, man. You can talk. I take
no.
I'm gonna take that $50 bet, man. Give me them 9 points, man.
Come on,
straight up.
No, man.
Now, I might have gave you the point.
I just said that Mahomes is the playing GOAT right now.
Now
you talking about somebody's gonna be better than Tom Brady? You ain't got to look further. He's playing on Sunday.
Cyberdog, I might have gave you the points. I might have gave you the points if you wasn't like Jaguars got a chance. Jaguars this.
They got
Jaguars that.
They do got a chance.
Right.
If you think they got a chance, why you worried about the spread?
Listen, bro, they still got to play the game.
Hey, Derek said he's taking the points.
He's still on FanDuel. Yeah, my friend won 13K on FanDuel. That's why I just told Arkells we need to be putting our money on FanDuel. My friend just won $13,000.
Your friend did?
What?
Yes. When the Jaguars won $13,000.
How much they put down?
Wow. They put the whole $200 on the FanDuel, the whole 200. She walked away with 13K.
I hope she goes
on the parlay.
She gave some of that to the church. I swear to God. I hope she gave some of
that. Jesus.
This is just straight up. This ain't no parlay. This is no points. This is straight up.
All I know is that I just saw that little green and it said 1-3 in a comma.
Yes or no, bro?
I'm not going to take that bet. No. So let's move on to the next one. I'm sure
so that whole conversation was used for nothing.
Yes,
I'm sure we could find
Xander
one.
said I'm going to take them points on FanDuel. I know that's right, Xander's. I think I need to be putting them points on.
Damn, 200. I ain't think about that. If I had that $13,000, I'd be in the streets right now. I ain't lying.
I know me and Paul have been in the streets.
Out there getting it.
I'd have been going.
This show would be on like you, Tanya. On in another town. I'll be right down there, right down there doing.
Cyberdog, I was the same way, Cyberdog. When she showed the post and it said 13K, I told her as soon as it would have lit up, I'd have been telling. I would have called off from work. I'd have been like, I'm taking 3 days. I'm out. Easy. They would have found me on a war. I didn't have this show.
You would have saw me in Florida, Vegas, Arizona, Cali, somewhere.
For her to win that 13K off $200 is pure luck.
Oh, she
off that parlay, and that's they just got over, and they need to take that money. You need to advise your friends to cash out and don't look back and delete the app.
Right. Yep,
and don't ever. There you go.
No, he's right. He's right.
Delete the app because they're gonna try to get her ass.
Delete the app. Take your money. They gonna Uncle Sam gonna come for you for that little. What 20%, 30%, and give it to your 30% to Uncle Sam because they gonna write you up. They're gonna write you up for a ticket for your taxes. Pay them taxes. Take that money and delete that app. Don't go back in.
No, you're right.
If you go back in, you're gonna lose.
9,000.
Yeah, you take about 9.
Yeah.
I'm going.
They still got out.
They're gonna pay 9.
Taxes.
Don't get scammed.
And I'm not judging.
You can hit
Tanya.
What you think they get? They not
and FanDuel get a percentage.
All that money.
No, you get that whole 13.
They
gonna report that. Yeah. Don't pay them.
Now pay attention to the scenario I'm about to give you. Now you remember we was out in Vegas and you got the yips out there on them slot machines. Now when you was close to hitting that Burgermeister. Yeah, you had to pay them taxes straight up front. Yeah, that wasn't you wasn't walking out there with all that.
Yeah, me and Bob was one draw away from 250K. Like it literally, the guy that was that do the money, he came to the floor, and I'm telling you, he changed that machine because I was killing him, and all of a sudden. The dude came out like the guy that's over the money or whatever it is, over the machines. He just appeared out of nowhere, and then I cashed out for like 7. It was like almost close to 7. But that one roll, it was on its way because even the bartender was like, roll it one more time. That money was going to drop. 250K was on top. And then the lady was like, ding, ding, ding. I said, what in the world? I cashed that card out so fast.
You take that money and bring it back to Columbia.
Yeah, you got to pay them taxes.
You take that money and bring it back to Columbia.
So when you win big like that, you got to pay the taxes right off the top?
Yes. Yeah, you got to.
Either that you're going to be giving blood for several months to pay that tab to the IRS.
You don't have to pay it right then and there. They're going to ask you.
Sign that paper.
Ask you if you want to pay it then and there.
Oh, okay.
So sign that paper.
You have a choice. You have a choice to pay it right then and there, or you have a choice to pay it before April 15th. And trust me, they're going to send that to the IRS. And the IRS is going to be like, well, you owe me, they want $13,000. You owe me $3,500. Where my $3,500 for that money you hit on FanDuel?
That's why you let them take it off the top.
Tell them to take their money, pay their taxes up front, and delete the app. Don't go back in. If not, don't lose that money.
That was a stroke of luck, and I'm glad for your friend there, Tanya. That's the first person I never heard nobody take advantage of that.
That's good.
I was talking about Troy earlier. But Troy.
Yeah, because she posted it online. She posted the. I got to go back and see if she still got it. But because I had her daughter was in my classroom, like my first grade classroom.
What in the hell made her want to post?
So she won. Well, her boyfriend did it.
I won't post Nathan.
She did 13K, and then the other parlay, she won $142.
That's why I'm glad Jesus don't tell nobody, because he's the only one I would let know.
Hey, I will be inactive on Facebook for months. And what happened? Something just came up with the family.
Man,
pay her taxes, delete the app, go sit down somewhere.
No, people don't need to know what you got. They don't.
Well, yeah.
All right. So our next one and our last one is we're going out here to the NHL, the Philadelphia Flyers. We had a player named Ivan. I ain't even going to mention that last name. He's going to call him Ivan P. He refused to wear an LGBT practice jersey in warm-ups due to his religious beliefs.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So he was adamant about it in his press conference. He basically told him, like, look, that's my belief. I ain't changing it. I ain't talking about it. Move on to the next thing. Just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on it. And his coach basically said the same thing. His coach, I think, used to coach here with the Blue Jackets a couple years ago. I can't think of the dude's name.
But what happened?
They had an
LGBTQ?
They had LGBTQ night, and it was basically, doing, how they always do them little fan nights. They may have some kind of special night. So it was their night, and the players wore these, the colors of that particular community. So they wore the colors on the practice jersey, and he refused to wear the jersey due to his beliefs, his religious beliefs. He don't believe in, women and women and men and men. And he was like, hey, I ain't coming out there and I'm not standing up for that because I don't believe in it. So, and he ended up, and then he didn't get suspended for the game by the team. He played in the game, so no consequences. So I agree with it wholeheartedly. If that's something you believe in and that's your thoughts, then hey, that's what it is.
And plus, hockey is for everyone. It's all groups. And I think that's just like, I don't know, from my perspective is, if that's my belief, then no, you got to respect that, because again, the NHL, they know that's just a part, that's groups, and everybody needs to have that right, because I might have been Muslim, I might have been Muslim or Christianity. So no, that's something, because I guess he skipped the games, and that's right. No, that's not right.
The game. He just didn't do warm. He didn't come out for warm.
Because he's an Orthodox. That's what he is. He's a Russian Orthodox. So, I think, but I think, again, it goes back to social media. We have such a popular conversation on social media that people just can't be true to who they are. And I felt he did the right thing. It's his choice. Stay true to who you are. That's my take.
Absolutely.
Right. I agree. That's a crazy situation, but it's the time that we're living. Everybody on this panel at some point in their job has to adjust the way that they conversate, talk to, or just be mindful of the things that you say. I mean, it's just where we are now. I mean, I'm looking at this panel. We all leaders on here, and you know we got to deal with it. So, but one last question. I'm sorry to move forward, there, Mr. Kelly, and you're doing a great job tonight. Now, just for the record, did I miss all the bets? Did you go over all the games? I might have missed one. You went over Buffalo and Cincinnati.
Right? We did Kansas City Jaguars. We did Giants Eagles.
Okay.
And we did the
Cowboys Niners.
Yeah, we did the Jekyll and Hyde Cowboys and Niners.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure, man. I want to make sure there were no bets I might have missed. So right now, me and Troy, we don't have a bet because you don't want to give me the 9 points for the lowly Jaguars.
I'm not giving you the 9 points. I'm not giving you the 9 points. How am I gonna give you the 9 points? Are you serious? How am I gonna give you the 9 points? And you was just all up on the Jags like they like gonna go to the Super Bowl.
I'm just shocked as hell that you don't want to give me the 9 points. Put your money up. I'm shocked as hell that you don't want to give me the 9 points. I'm shocked as hell. I ought to send this video to Las Vegas that you don't want to cover that. Are you fucking sick? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm leaving it alone. All right, let me just say this. Do we have any bets on Cowboys Niners? Anybody feeling strong on the Cowboys?
I got the Niners.
Crickets on the Cowboys.
I got the Niners.
Crickets on the Cowboys.
No, I got the Cowboys.
Well, are you taking a bet?
Let's go. Cowboys.
Okay.
Now, is this a double or nothing from the last?
Yep, double or nothing.
Are we doing anything Buffalo, Cincinnati? Buffalo, Cincinnati.
Let's go. Double or nothing. 40.
Buffalo, Cincinnati.
Y'all.
Why can't I? Y'all said they wasn't gonna lose. Y'all said they was gonna get put out.
Cyber Dog, in other news, your Cavs is letting me down right now, bro.
Yeah, they let me down too.
Your Cavs is really letting me down right now.
What's the Cavs?
The Warriors team ain't got nobody on their squad. Steph Curry not playing. Klay Thompson not playing. Draymond Green not playing. The whole damn squad is sitting, and the Cavs is losing.
We getting beat down.
What's Cavs?
They killing me right now. Your Cavs is killing me right now. That was an easy. That's an easy line.
That's on the owner.
At home.
That's on the
they losing at home.
That's at home, man. Because if I'd have bought them tickets tonight, I've been mad that I didn't see Curry. But okay, if I don't see Curry and Klay,
damn that. We talking about the line.
And Draymond.
You playing against bench players and bums.
That's what I'm saying.
Playing against
who cares?
It's bad enough I don't see. I paid a ticket. I don't see Klay, Green, Curry.
Nah, Cleveland should be blowing them out.
They should be blowing them out. That's on the
coach.
Should
be blowing the doors.
They should be blowing them out.
That's on the coach, man.
The only player that's out for Cleveland is Mitchell.
That's on Bickerstaff, dog.
Wow.
Y'all about to lose this game.
32
and
points.
Guess what else is going to lose? I'm going to lose.
I'm going to lose too, man, because I took the parlay.
That was easy.
I'm sorry, Kills.
I'll never do it again.
I know you're about to wrap this up. I'm mad right now. Go ahead, Kills. I'm mad right now. I done lost this parlay and shit. I'm sick of this gambling already.
The CCF.
My bad, Grinch.
No, that should be cuss worthy. This is cuss worthy.
Hold on, Grinch.
That's how
he don't care.
Grinch,
this is cuss worthy.
I can see Grinch in the pulpit on Sunday. Only one on this.
No, I cuss like a sailor too, but I just know what to hold it back.
Grinch, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, okay? But I feel if I see Troy and Kelly out there with a collection plate, you best believe I'm calling 6 on your side.
Yo, y'all down. They down 10 points. 10 points with 4 minutes left. The whole starting five. The whole starting five for Golden State.
Y'all about to have me watch this doggone game right now.
It's sad, man. I might win something off them light
the whole
parlays.
Listen,
I'm gonna win my $5 back.
What's up?
Steph Curry sitting. Klay Thomas sitting. Wiggins sitting. Draymond Green.
Hold up, is what's the name playing?
Poole is playing.
Yeah. Poole's got 32 points. Poole has 32 points.
What university did he go to? What university did he go to?
University? Let me stop.
What university did he go to?
Xavier.
Nobody's gonna say it. Nobody's gonna say it.
I'll say it for you. Michigan Wolverine.
Oh Lord.
What jaw got tapped by that? What jaw got tapped by that Michigan State player? What jaw got tapped by that Michigan State player? What school did he go to?
Troy, I'm about to disconnect your line.
What happened, Troy?
That didn't have
what happened, Troy? Tell him, Troy.
That's pushed under the rug. We talking about the here now.
In practice.
Quit acting like a Buckeye talking in the past.
Tell us, Troy, what happened? Arkel, we can't hear Arkel. We can't hear the news, Arkel. We can't hear the news.
Hear the news. You already know what that was.
Jordan Poole thought he was at Michigan practice and was running his mouth.
Oh yeah, and got hit in his mouth.
From the hood and got.
Bob, you better cut it out.
Oh, hey man,
Bob muted him.
Boy, muted you. Troy. Muted you.
Bob,
every time I see him,
Bob muted him on that one.
He got hit so bad that they had to give him money. Then he got hit so bad they gave him a contract 2 weeks later. Like, we sorry, we gonna give you like $100 million.
Hey, Troy, we done knocked it down to 5, dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 114, 109.
All right, crew. I gotta get out here. I gotta get the Kroger's for the store closed. As it's snowing out there.
It's snowing outside?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's snowing.
Snowing.
Hey, this been a great show, man. It's so good to see y'all. My picks this week, once again, I'm sorry to jump in. I am taking Jacksonville plus the points. I'm taking Cincinnati in the upset over Buffalo. And guess
that's a good pick.
I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. I think Dallas gonna beat the 49ers. And I got Philly over the Giants. That's where I'm at.
Okay. I like those.
So what you're going to go up against is good coaching and bad coaching when it comes to the 49ers and Cowboys. They don't even want their coach. They waiting for Peyton, even though he about to go to Denver.
So they ain't waiting on him.
Cowboys going to lose that game.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be like night and day with Dallas. I'm telling you, Dallas gonna go out there and revert back to their crap. Dallas ain't gonna be able to put 2 weeks together.
I think Purdy gonna show that he really shouldn't be out there right there, dog.
Yeah. And you got Debo and White Chocolate out there, man. That's gonna be something to deal with.
Well, I got a question for you. I got a question for y'all. I got a question for all y'all. If Purdy take San Francisco to the bowl, what they gonna do about Trey Lance?
He gone, bro.
Ooh,
he gone.
Give him his walking papers.
He gone,
yeah, bro. I was about to say, give him his walking papers.
You gonna trade him? And you still got Garoppolo on the team.
I take that back. Jimmy G gonna be gone.
Yeah,
and they'll keep Lance.
They still got Garoppolo on the team.
Oh, Porno Jimmy, he got.
So what they gonna do with Purdy?
Yeah. What they gonna do with Purdy? Starter, and they'll keep the other knucklehead on the bench as a backup.
If San Francisco get them to the bowl, Purdy is starting all the games he wants next year.
Yeah.
Until he gets hurt.
Yeah, he's starting day one.
Yeah. I mean, because what's the name ain't prove he can do nothing no way. So
Trey Lance.
Yeah, he ain't proved nothing. Give him a clipboard, put your hat on backwards, and do the signals.
Trey Lance is still under contract. Garoppolo has a 1-year contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Garoppolo will probably be gone.
I would send Garoppolo to the Jets and give me some of them defensive players they got. Give me 2 of them.
You trying to do a crossover and you lost the ball?
What's that noise?
Bob, when you get back from the store, go ahead and hit me up so we can get on the game. Go, come on, Cyber Dog.
I'm glad I'm not there. I'm so glad I'm not there because Arkels, he got to get better. That's my husband, but Arkels, he's gonna take a lot of.
Was it Star Wars?
Because it is ugly. If you want to see some food, Arkels Detroit.
Hey, I was there one time. Bob had me crying when he said, "Man, what the beep 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 beep?" I'm like, damn, Bob.
Arkell gonna need to play with Troy. I don't even know why Troy even trying that. Troy, you messing with Arkell. Put it up.
With me. Troy gonna get his tonight.
This is all for fun.
No, Troy, you know it don't stay for fun. Troy, Bob cut the game off, and you know it ain't for fun.
Cut that game off. You cut that off. Don't even try that.
Troy, Arkell's is good for 1 quarter, and it's all downhill from there.
And
it's all down here. Yeah. Then he cuts the game off. Then I got to hear it for 2 days.
Hey, Bob, you need to switch to red stripe. Switch to red stripe.
Oh, I always drink red stripe. This is the only thing I had in there.
Well, he really gonna be Troy. Just try it again tomorrow. Don't try it tonight.
Bob.
Yo.
Bob. Going out to the grocery store, get your honeydew list out the way, hit me up and we can play. Or Cyberdog.
I ain't gonna be in there but a hot second. I just gotta go in there and grab 2 things and I'm coming out.
Y'all playing Madden tonight?
Yeah.
If you want to play, we gonna play. We need to be in the tournament. We waiting on
waiting on Tennessee.
You don't want to get in that tournament because Arkell.
Tournament?
I don't know. It's a barn burner. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd.
I know. Nobody want to see. Nobody want to see R. Kelly with his.
Hey, don't destroy that TV.
I ain't destroying my TV.
Bob cut the game off. He said, "Clicker." Bob cut the game off and said, "Clicker."
Stop telling that lie.
He's not going to destroy the TV. He's going to destroy that.
I know he ain't going to destroy it.
Troy, he cut the game off. So you know, Troy, I told you he cut that game off.
Troy, don't you believe that? That was Tanya mad because she was trying to get some cuddle time. She's like,
Arkell's cut that game off. That's why he disappeared, because he cut that game off. I was like, so now you're going to have him here? He going to have nobody there to referee that foolishness? Man. Zeus gonna go with mine.
Dummy.
Cyberdog, hit me up if you want to play.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
for sure.
Next week. Do you understand that it's almost next week is the last Friday of January of 2023?
This year gonna be going quick. Wow.
Man, it's the last Friday. And that's why I'm really quick. I am down in Tennessee and I am on the farm of Alex Haley of Roots.
I've been there.
Man.
I've been there.
Wow, I never been there.
When I say
it's nice.
It is nice.
It's beautiful.
But he was flat broke when he passed away.
Yeah, he
and
was.
So he had a lot of parties. This was even before he brought out Queen and the 2 other books before. Those books came out after he passed. But just to be on the property where this man was walking around and how he, like the barn sits like 12 feet up in the air. So it doesn't sit, you know how a barn in the Midwest sit on the ground? Mm-hmm. The barns in Tennessee sit on stilts, like they sit on the wood. And so he has the Langston Hughes Library. So I'm here for what is called the Children's Defense Fund. They have a program called Freedom School. And the Freedom School is bridging the gap between literacy for underprivileged, underserving children. And so it's all across the United States. And so today, the training this weekend is for the executive directors and project directors. So it takes place in Clinton, Tennessee. And if you can look it up, there is a, when the segregation was happening, it's called the Clinton 12 because of where they lived at. They were the first ever in the United States, even before, Little Rock, they were the first 12 to segregate a white school in Clinton, Tennessee. So I went yesterday. So I put the pictures up there. So I went yesterday, and you could sit in the classroom where they sat. It's the actual classroom where they sat during the 1963. So 1963 was really pivotal in a time period that you already know. A lot of us just don't know until now that we're grown. And so Clinton, Tennessee, again, on this farm going toward Alex Haley, he has 36 acres of land that has been that's using, and there's 125 acres of wilderness, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Just to be on there.
You had their food, Tanya?
Oh yeah, yes, amazing.
No, it's because amazing. I did it where I went. This is back in 05 and 06 when I did it in the with the AmeriCorps program. They flew us out there, and we stayed at the University of Tennessee campus.
Oh.
So that had us doing that, and we was on his farm, and that's how I met Jeff Johnson and all them from BET.
Yes, because they come out there all the time. So a lot of I would say segments and events Oprah has had right there on his farm, and it's like a surreal moment just to be able to see and walk the ground that Alex Haley and his family walked when he was living, and that was just like in the 80s. Because Alex Haley died like 1984, so just to be able you're only 20 years off, and to see where it has in the. Ella Baker actually had the Children Defense Fund owns the land now, and they made it into a training site for social justice. And so it was just exciting to be able to, see history and live it. And it's like a surreal moment when you come off the bus and you step on the soil, and it's just like a different aura that I just can't explain it. But it is. Yeah. And to be able to understand that this is the land that this man walked on all these, when he was living. So that's where I'm at now in Clinton, Tennessee. There's a lot of history, especially it's a part of the Civil Rights Trail. So the Civil Rights Trail is made up of about 8 different states, and it has the trajectory of how Harriet Tubman and other civil rights activists took those trails to fight for civil rights. When it came to Dr. Martin Luther King, like Harry Belafonte, he was a major player in the civil rights. And so with Alex Haley and how he used his talents, to speak out against, the civil rights. They talked about the Aretha Franklin and what she did. So if you go on, it's called a Civil Rights Trail, and just Google it, and it gives you all the different states. Tennessee, it's Tennessee. I know it's Tennessee, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, going back up north, where it's a trail that spans over 100, over thousands of miles, and each one of the states have their own trail shows you of where the civil rights movement was. And again, like in Canada, it's like the resting spot. And that was where Harriet Tubman was at her last 10 years of her life, where she changed the going through Ohio, and she started going through New York to Canada. So just a lot of history, been a part of this weekend, and it's just day one. So we're here until Sunday. So I got here Thursday. The debacle with the claims was still.
And what part of Tennessee are you in?
I'm in Clinton, Tennessee.
Clinton.
So it's right. I would say if you were to drive to Delaware,
from Knoxville.
So Knoxville is about 45 minutes. So if I was thinking about where Clinton is, it's about like going to the outskirts of Delaware. That's how far it is, like where we live to where Clinton is at. So small little town, but it has a lot of history and rich in history. It's like, and our hotel is like right where the farm is at. But just some great history lessons. And things that we never talked about, and how, if you don't know, Florida just passed a law where they're not able to teach AP Black Studies anymore in Florida. It just passed.
We talked about that earlier.
Wow. Yeah, we talked about that.
Now they're not able to teach what AP. What was you saying? What type?
So AP is your pre-college classes.
Yeah,
Your pre-college classes. Yeah. So just look for it to come this way soon to Ohio, because everything that they do, he brings it here, but he signs an executive order. So it's coming our way. It's coming our way. So
I had to do reports on Alex Haley.
On Alex Haley? School. Yeah, yep. You remember Troy? Yeah.
I did autobiography of Malcolm X and Roots.
Yeah.
Both.
And why he wrote the book. I mean, it was he has rich in history, because again, with Malcolm X, and then he brought out Queen, the story about Queen, and and it's really like the land that we are on is literally the land. He bought because his generation, like, he bought it, and this was even before Roots. He bought the land before Roots was even published, because he said he had never in his life owned a piece of land. So he ended up buying that land and created. And it has
he died the year after I graduated from high school, 1992.
Yep, 1992.
Buried in Henning, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I remember everything that I wrote on that man.
Yeah. And so we were just, and that's what we said. We talk about, like, even with his biography, you just think about when we were growing up, how information never came to us as it is now, and and the walks that, especially like the walks that I'm taking, it's like, we didn't learn this in high school. We didn't learn this. We didn't learn that. We learned basic African-American history.
Trying to stop that in Florida.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It stopped because it did pass to not, teach AP classes, but it doesn't stop because you can just take it in a central, it to me, that's for me, you're giving it fuel for fire for more African-Americans to now go to HBCU colleges. You got FAMU right there. So if I don't take it in high school, I'm just going to go to FAMU and I'm going to be able to learn all about it without nothing, without nobody saying nothing to me. So to me, you're feeling fire to now more African-Americans are going to now go to HBCUs or other colleges who don't like what the propaganda that he has out here. You're going to now have these colleges really push for Black studies, which is what they do. A lot of colleges have Black studies now more than ever before as they call them WP class and WP universities.
Well, Bethune-Cookman is in Daytona.
Yeah. So, and then another thing.
All right, y'all. Hey, I'm out. Y'all, hey, great show. Appreciate it.
And the last one really tip is St. Augustine.
I'll hit you up, Neil.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So and the last one. See you later. It's St. Augustine. Hey, it's another.
Rich, I'll get at you. I gotta holler at you.
All right.
Okay.
So
Lois Lane.
Bye.
And Honeysuckle, I'll see you on our video night.
I like that name, Honeysuckle.
PM